welcome to TDA.
But can't hear the earphones. Hello.
I've got a troll, yeah. I keep saying that girl with the shiny face.
Tell them it's moisturizer, baby.
I just hydrate. My skin is not oily. It's just hydrated.
Yeah,
That's what happens when you mind your business and drink water.
literally.
It's the glow of Jesus.
Thank you.
So
Can I get an
shiny
amen?
pisses me off every time.
Are you going there?
Yeah.
She said, nah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a legit service. It's not all above board. It's just massage.
But what happens after this? Because you can't just leave me. Like,
What is it?
now I'm out here making bad decisions afterwards.
No.
No. Do you know
Have
what's
you
so funny
ever-
though? You know one of those guys DM'd me though. Some guy
Is it
from
to
America and was like, "Oh, I'm coming to the UK.
To give you a massage.
I'm doing massages. Can we collab?" I was like, "No, because that massage will not end there."
You go viral.
Listen. So you go find that.
Of course, I don't want to go viral. What? When I went on his page, I thought, nah. You want to be like double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon? No, not me. Absolutely not.
No, that's too funny, man.
No,
The massages like that are dangerous.
no.
It's the best.
I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't go to masseuse for them to do. That has to be my man. Cause it's not ending there.
I love a good massage, bro. I'm good.
No, he's professional, man. That's
Nah, it's not ending there.
Well, what are you going to do? Drapes him up?
It's not.
It can't ever end there. The thing is, yeah, for him, yeah, it is ending there, but I'm
for
saying
me,
it can't end there.
No. So I should
It's
just
all
leave
not
hot
to
and
end there.
flustered. Nah,
That's what I'm saying.
Allow it. Sorry.
Now you're leaving me out in the streets to go make bad decisions.
Exactly. I'm sorry. So let me just
Nah,
do that with my
man.
man, and then it's fine. Do you know
I
what I
hear
mean?
rekindling shit. We should be rekindling.
No. A random person? No.
Getting a massage from a attractive masseuse is not it, though.
To be fair, do you know what? Back in, are we even on air?
Man or woman.
Are we? Oh, hi. Good
We're not
morning.
on air.
Hello.
Oh, really?
You didn't tell us.
How can we be on air? You said wait.
You said wait.
I even put the video up so people can see what you guys are talking about.
How do you know?
Okay, maybe not
I didn't
what
say
I
in the
said.
video, so
I
he
know,
didn't.
I know what you're talking about because I can hear it in your voice.
He's lying.
No, wait. Are we actually on air?
No, we didn't put no video up, though.
I did.
When? I've already seen it then.
He didn't put up a video, but we are on air, I guess.
No,
Hello,
but I
hello,
hello,
hi.
said a full sentence. I don't know if my church is watching this.
In your white church?
I was thinking the
Make
same
the white.
thing.
I don't care. I don't care. White, Asian, black, whatever church. Don't bring it up. Anyways, good morning, people. Happy New Week. It is Monday, the 20th of February, and welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And we're just going to go ahead and introduce ourselves.
It's your boy Big Moss from the east side of the bridge. Morning, people.
It is your favorite shade queen, Martin Royalty.
It's your fitness queen, Justine.
That's right.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, Melanin Jam-Packed.
Period. I was going to say, what do they say in the nation?
In your nation.
What's the period equivalent?
What's the... Oh. Sorry. Sorry, brother.
Can you imagine?
I mean, with Spartans, it's 3 times.
Listen.
Isn't it? So I wanted to remix it a bit. I don't want a cat.
I'm so done. All right, let's give people context, right? So basically, E-Man is taking a trip.
He's going to guys. He's going to join the nation.
He's going to a conference. Let people know where you're going, please.
The honourable brother E-Man.
Listen.
Salam, brother.
I greet you all with the greeting words
Wow.
in the Arabic.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Okay.
Salam.
Thank you. Yes. What's your
Yusuf
first
is watching this thinking, you culture appropriator. But yeah, so where are you going?
Chicago.
Okay.
So basically, I think I spoke about this on the show before, but basically every February 26th, yeah.
Oh, you a regular.
You a regular.
Okay,
No,
sorry.
I'm
It's
not
your first
being-
one?
Yeah, it's my first one.
Oh, this is exciting though.
Yeah, so basically every February 26th,
Yeah.
they mark the birth of Master Farad Muhammad,
Okay.
who Elijah Muhammad said was a lying person, right?
Okay.
So he's a person who basically founded the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
So yeah, every February 26th, well, it's changed to the weekend of February 26th
Okay, that's smart.
is when,
So reload that again quickly.
it was part.
Okay.
You said,
Master Farad Muhammad.
With Allah, but
I knew it was that fire.
Yeah, I knew it was that part. Because I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That's the ain't that blasphemy.
Yeah, I said, okay, I'm going to let Yusuf deal with this.
That's a good question. That's basically what differentiates the Nation of Islam from Orthodox Islam. That's why Yusuf sometimes throws shots in it.
So it's like Selassie and them, man.
Exactly. That's a good way of doing it. Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the belief, man, that Elijah Muhammad met this man in 1930, 1931, and he revealed himself as Allah in person, or at least Elijah Muhammad relayed that to the people in it, that he had met with Allah in person.
Oh, so that's why it's so contentious.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Makes sense now.
it makes sense now. Okay, so you're 3 days. So I was asking how much like it costs.
What for that? Okay, so basically, yeah, they had the
pre-sale.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You get
Not the ticket sales.
No, it's not like a church where you just go and you just sit in a pew.
It's
innit?
sold out.
Yeah, completely.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's at the Wind Trust Arena, Chicago.
Okay.
How many
Yeah.
people hold?
About 10,000.
Wow.
So how much are tickets?
Well, my tickets were like $100, and that's like kind of like
Around the
floor
front.
seats
Barakar's
type
eating.
thing.
That's good though. No, let
Yeah,
me
but-
work it out because that's some
And they got like $50 tickets. They got
Might start the
$25
nation of-
tickets.
Just add the zeros.
TMB, bruv. So $100, yeah.
Just add the zeros.
10,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's $1 million.
Yeah, but that's like not all the
And
seats.
some
are
people would
that
have paid
much.
more. Some people would probably.
Oh, some-
Actually,
oh,
you
got-
probably
you
pay the
got the-
highest.
you
You're
got
the
the
front.
expensive
Probably the
seats.
highest. Yeah, I think
Come
so.
on, he want to be at the
think so.
front. He could be
Yeah,
there.
if you're.
think so.
Little pads. Hi, I'm in class. Here.
who plays what NBA team is in Chicago?
The Bulls.
Oh my dear, of course. Yeah. So but, do they play at the Wind Trust?
Green.
Do they play at the Wind Trust Arena?
I'm not sure what the arena's called, if I'm honest
Okay.
with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But basically the stage is gonna be basically on the actual court, innit?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you got like rows of seats and stuff like that. And then so I'm basically in the rows of seats.
That's sick.
Yeah. And then because obviously I'm not traveling from here to there to be sitting.
No, you can't be standing
Yeah,
back in the
you know what I'm
cloakroom.
saying?
That's
Nah,
dead.
I can't be doing that.
Seeing his shadow. That's very silly.
This is it. So yeah, man.
What are you looking forward to the most about it?
I guess seeing the minister actually in person and speaking, you know what I'm saying, relaying the message to the people, and also seeing all these black people come together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In peace.
And women
and-
part of the nation as well.
Yeah, 100%.
They're called
MGT.
sisters, aren't they?
Got the MGT, so the Muslim girls trading. That's basically what their thing is. The equivalent of FOI for them.
Okay, see the girls. Oh no, sorry, not see the girls. Muslim girls.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're serious, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you got like questions? Do you feel like do you think you have like a Q&A session?
With who? With the minister?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Sorry, if I'm paying all that money and traveling around where I'm coming from, you better answer my questions.
He's to be fair, yeah, because he's up in age now, innit? So I don't think
Oh,
it's
is it?
gonna
How
be
old
all of
is
that.
he?
He's almost 90 now.
Really?
Yeah. He's been doing the work since.
Has he got kids?
Yeah. I think he's got like
Them
9 kids.
Inheritance gonna be good.
He's got like 9 kids or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy for you to like. I'm
Thank you.
excited that you're going because I liken it to like when my first Chris Brown show.
There you go.
So like I can imagine your first. It must be exciting.
Don't
Yeah.
tag the new black in anything you do, please.
No, do you know how mad that is? Brain is always on us about
Hating.
tagging stuff. I said, don't you dare.
Why don't you want
Yeah.
him tagging it?
Because the Nation of Islam is, they have a particular stigma attached to them.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'm glad you said it like that. Because people be hating on the nation, man. For speaking truth. But
Okay.
it is what it is.
Yeah,
Is it
he's-
true? So is it like
he's going as an undercover to rumble them.
you're going undercover?
Hey,
You
really?
hear this?
What does
Anybody
that mean?
listening? He's
Is
going
this
as
a
an
covert
undercover to rumble
operation or
them.
something?
To rumble them.
This is going to be like your close friends' story uploads. So you're going to be loud and proud about it.
I don't know what you're talking about. No, but you know what? It's just one of those things where it's like, again, I guess you can kind of liken it to all those people that you like, celebrities and people that you want to see, right?
I'm saying Kevin Hart next
You
month,
got-
actually.
there you go, something
Yeah.
like that. But obviously, the minister's not allowed in the country. You know what I'm saying? He's been banned since. You know what I'm saying? So
Why is he banned? Because of the messages. What messages could get you banned from a country?
the main thing is anti-Semitism.
Okay, well,
Alleged,
that'll do it.
alleged anti-Semitism. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'll do it.
He said white people were made in the lab and England banned him.
He
That's what happened.
said bye, good night.
Well, that's somewhat. Obviously, that's a simple way of saying it. But that's part of the teachers, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope you have a great time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That's exciting.
It is indeed.
All right. How's everyone else doing?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You right, Mugs?
I'm good. Why you seem so happy today? What's wrong with you?
I said, what's wrong with you? Like, this is wrong.
Nothing.
Seeing all bubbly. We come there loud.
You're
on
very
your
bubbly.
feet. Someone had a good night last night, man.
No, I went to bed
Yeah,
on
good
time
weekends.
actually. And yeah, I didn't go out. I just
Relax.
relaxed and stuff. Taught class yesterday, which was good, and that was it.
It's nice to see short hair Gina back.
Please,
I like her.
I'm going out.
You're going out?
Yeah, I'm over it.
Are you? With someone coming and everything?
Oh, I don't care.
Oh, Gina.
If I could
7
shave
looks.
all my hair off and it would suit me, I would do it, but I can't. So
How do you know you want to see you?
Trust
You got to
me.
try it.
no.
But
I mean, I
got
could, and no
wigs.
one could see it. Do you know what I
This
mean?
was like, you got to try it and just see.
Shave it all off, and then if it doesn't look nice, just.
I do think it will look nice because you really, really suit short hair.
My mum's got really short hair, and I look at her and I think we look alike.
No,
though.
you're your mum's twin. You're your mum's
So-
child.
If it suits you, it has to suit me, you know. But
Yeah.
it's a risk.
It's cute.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. And let's get into our first headlines.
All right, so our first headline is about Sir Keir Starmer. He's back in the news, man. And he's told party members in Scotland that the Labour Party would not do a deal with the SNP under any circumstances. In a speech to the Scottish Labour Party conference in Edinburgh, he also warned against complacency following the resignation of Nicola Sturgeon. And he appealed to those who have given up on Labour and the Union. In response, the Scottish Conservatives pointed to a Labour SNP deal at Dumfries and Galloway Council. Until recently, Labour was part of a Rainbow Alliance, leading the council, despite the party making similar pledges on deals with the SNP before the local elections in May of 2022. Meanwhile, the SNP's Mary Black said that Labour had become indistinguishable from the Tories on a whole range of issues. Sir Keir's conference speech comes 4 days after Nicola Sturgeon resigned as First Minister. Her decision has led to questions about whether a change in the SNP's leadership could lead to a revival of the Labour Party's fortunes in Scotland. The next headline is about Penny Mordaunt's, her appearance on the Sunday with Laura Kusenberg show. And she's the leader of the House of Commons, and she said on Sunday that defence spending is a top priority for the UK government as it vows to double down on its support for Ukraine. So more money is going to be going to Ukraine, people. The former Defence Secretary said the government must give Ukraine the tools to finish the job, whilst also ensuring the UK has the resources to do that. Speaking on Sunday with Laura Kusenberg, Ms. Mordaunt said during this critical time in the war between Russia and Ukraine, defence spending must be protected. She was challenged on how the government planned to both double down on its support of arms and training to Ukraine, whilst also dealing with the budget cuts because of inflation. Ms. Mordaunt answered by saying the government has made commitments that we are going to increase defence spending, but she added that confirmation of any increases would not come until the announcement of the Chancellor's budget in March. And the last headline is, it's a tricky one. It's to do with the Ukraine-Russia war. But the US Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, has come out and said that China is considering giving Russia weapons and ammunition for the Ukraine war. Mr. Blinken told CBS News that Chinese companies were already providing non-lethal support to Russia, and new information suggested that Beijing could provide lethal support. He also warned that this escalation would mean serious consequences for China. But China has denied reports that Moscow has requested military equipment. The Chinese president, Xi Jinping, is an ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin and is yet to condemn Russia's invasion. But he has sought to remain neutral in the conflict and has called for peace. China's foreign ministry said it would not accept finger-pointing and coercion from the US over its relations with Russia. And that's it for the headlines.
That's your ass in my face. Wrong. Let's get into what you say in topic of.
All right, so today's topic of the day, this was suggested by Miss Mariah. So big up Miss Mariah for this. And I wanted to make sure obviously I come prepared for this as well, because I want us to actually get into some real productive solutions for this, yeah? And I know obviously not everyone, like all of us in here or even in the chat or wherever, I've had experience in the corporate space, yeah? But I feel like from doing some of the research, some of the skills that enable you to thrive over there pretty much enable you to thrive in life generally, right? So we're gonna obviously all have something to say. But the first question is, and it's an obvious one is there actually a difference, an obvious, tangible difference between how black people navigate the corporate space compared to white people?
I wouldn't say no, because you have to assume it's what's it called? It's a code, like you got to blend in.
Okay.
So I don't think the difference is clear. I think for the individual, like I'm aware that how I am in my corporate space is different to how I am in my real life.
Okay.
But again, when you think about it, that's kind of how you deal with life in general. Like how I am on TDA is not how I am in church. Do you get what I mean?
Okay.
So I personally, speaking of my experiences, I don't feel like there is a difference.
Do you feel like white people have to make that same
Definitely
change
not.
as
This
well?
is their world and I'm living in it.
Okay.
It's definite.
All right. So there is a difference then in that you have to, when you go into the corporate world, you have to somewhat transform, right, into a different version of yourself.
Oh, that's what you mean by difference.
Yeah,
I thought you meant like, can you spot the difference kind of thing?
Okay. No.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like black people absolutely have to.
Yeah, because when you were talking, I was thinking, no, I disagree, but now I get what you.
Yeah,
but
I thought you meant like if you walk in there, can you see differences in people?
Ah, okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
1,000%.
Oh, 100%.
Like 1,000. Like, do you know what it is? I remember growing up here. I was still in like uni, or like college. It'd be uni actually, innit? My brother is 3 years older than me, so he started working in corporate from as soon as he graduated, right? And do you know what used to make me laugh? I used to always be like, why do you talk so white? Like, I used to really get onto him because I'd hear how he talks on the phone and like, do you know what I mean? And obviously at home, that's not how he was.
Yeah.
And it really used to annoy me. Obviously, I didn't understand that, innit? And I didn't get it. And it used to really annoy me about, why do you always like act like this white guy when you go to work? Like, you're such a sellout. Like, I used to really, really get onto him about it. And he just was like, you're young, you don't understand. Like, you're young, you don't understand. And he worked in the city. And then obviously when I got older and I entered those spaces, I understood. I got it. But at that time, I just used to think, why are you trying to be somebody that you're not? And I didn't understand that it's kind of how you survive in those spaces.
Because even now, when I hear my sister on the phone, I'm just like, look at you, loser. But Jim, it's funny because I do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really have to.
Sorry, even me, although I don't work in a corporate space, when I'm dealing with brands and stuff or I have like brand meetings, I'm a different person. The way I speak is so different to like how I'd be speaking with you.
Is it a white voice or is it just a more articulate, conscious version of yourself?
Mine's not I don't have a white voice.
Okay.
So mine's not a white voice, but mine's more one, I won't use slang. So you see how I talk to you guys?
Yeah.
There's certain words that like, I'll just say because I know that you guys are going to understand it.
So you're just being more professional.
But yeah, with them,
Yeah, it's
I
more
don't.
professional.
Yeah, I'll remove that. You won't hear big man. You won't because that flows out of my mouth. But there's loads of words you just won't hear. And and there's a lot more laughter and smiling and.
Do you know what? I don't think it is a sprinkle of white voice that I do sometimes.
Okay.
But yeah, it is just being more professional.
So
But then to be fair,
why
when
is
I'm
white seen as proper?
Huh?
Why is white seen as proper?
That's the thing. That's an issue. But that's what I was gonna say was even if I was in spaces like a meeting with black people, I'm professional. Like I don't go in there saying slang. Like I don't like when people do that. Get familiar just because you think we're the same race. I'm gonna understand. No, this is a professional setting. We'll act accordingly. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, I wouldn't really say it's a white voice. It's just I'm professional. Like I'm professional with everything that I do.
Why is it such a big deal to use the language the way it was intended to be used?
What language?
The English language.
As in with slangs and stuff.
No.
As in
So
speaking
you're saying
properly.
like code switching, you're saying like being somebody or not or whatever. But why do we cling on to the like slang and the get on this and that? Why does that make you feel blackness? Because all you're really doing is using the language how it's supposed to be used. It's not it's not a white voice or anything. You're talking saying being proper and being professional. It's just talking properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I don't associate like slang and anything necessarily being black. I think like with me, if I'm with you guys and I talk the way I'm talking, you guys understand that and it's fine. Do you get what I mean? But if I'm in a meeting, that's different. But then sometimes I've been in a meeting, say it's like a one-on-one meeting, and it's someone who I know understands what I'm saying. It's a lot more casual than if there were other parties present. And this is still at work. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a thing of, for me anyway, it's not a thing of associating like slang and whatever or like with like blackness and
being
stuff.
in this
It's
space,
just-
where you're comfortable and being able to talk however you want, and then going to where you got a meeting, there might be people from a different demographic,
Yeah.
Ain't it natural and understandable that when you talk to them, you want to communicate properly so they understand properly,
Yeah.
so there's no
Yeah.
lines blurred or nothing.
Yeah.
So why is it seen as a bad thing then when you're doing what's it called, code switching or whatever?
Yeah.
Why is it seen as a negative?
Do you know, it's not a negative code switching, but what is negative is when, because there's certain things you can't live in your truth about.
Okay.
Do you know what I want to talk about? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me and for black women, I think one thing that offends me
I already know where it's going.
is hair.
Yes.
And I say this, no. Do you know why? Because even I was talking to my cousin recently about it, and I was so bamboozled that it's still a thing. Remember, I haven't worked in corporate in ages, so I live in my truth, right? But with her, she was even saying how like with her new job, she hasn't taken braids there because, like, and that stuff really annoys me. But I remember when I worked in the corporate field, how I used to get really anxious about changing my hair. Like it's actually
the weekend you change your
it
hair,
would
you're
give
thinking,
me
oh,
anxiety going
here
into
we
the
go.
office,
Yeah.
with a different hairstyle and having to explain and dealing with the remarks. It's ignorance from them. Yes, they don't understand, but it's like sometimes just
I just can't bother.
Just
don't make a
observe
scene,
and just
man.
don't make a scene, or just
This
say
is
your
it.
hair's nice. It's not.
Yeah.
Oh, can I touch it? Or how come your hair's growing over the weekend? Like all of that stuff.
Oh,
It's
I
do you
love
know
that
what I mean?
one.
But it's a real thing, and
Yeah.
that doesn't allow us black women to live in our truth. You could go with your natural hair and an afro, they'll be confused. Next day you've got a wig. Yeah, I do. Do you understand what I mean? Even me, look at me. I've got short hair. I can come in here tomorrow with a wig on. Who gonna check me?
Yeah.
Who's
And
gonna say
Mugs, that's the
anything?
negative part. It's not so much like acting in a professional way. It's that's what's annoying. Like when I cut my hair 2 years ago, everywhere I was in life, I had low cut hair. When I was going into the office, I had a wig on. 4 months, these people didn't know I had short hair. Not a clue. And I remember when I actually did, one day I was like, no, I've had enough. Like I'm actually going, because this is how I'm living outside of the world. Went in, it was hair look, and I knew it. I knew it was hair look questions. Some people I was ill. Like they thought, like they didn't understand that this was a choice that I made. And it's as if we had to have a sit down, and it was just a lot. Like, oh, I didn't recognize you there. Oh, it was just a lot going on. Do you get what I mean? So I think that is a negative part to it. I don't have a issue. If we had like a TDA meeting, I'm not coming there doing slang either. When we had TDA, when we had the launch party, again, whenever I'm at anything that is work related, I am a professional. But it's just, the negative parts of it is the questions. I saw one of the comments said about you kind of preparing yourself for what you're going to say you did over the weekend. Even all of that. Oh,
When you
gosh.
lie.
You got to make up a story. I went fruit picking over the weekend. No, I bloody didn't. I didn't.
But why do you feel like you have to do that though?
Because again, do you know what? It's sometimes it's just draining. It's the questions you get. It's the... Because sometimes I can say to you guys, I went here. You will get the gist of it. So for example, I'm like, I went to a Chris Brown concert.
Yeah.
They probably don't know who Chris Brown is. Now, like, oh, who is that? Or what kind of music does he do? Show me some of his music. Do you get what I mean? Now this conversation is carrying on way longer than it needs to be.
But aren't those good bridges to kind of like make yourself long term be yourself in that space? Because then you get to know me. You know what I'm saying?
You would think that.
Have you given it a try?
But what if I don't want you to get to know me? How about that?
How about that?
What if I don't want you to get to know me? How about that? Because I'm so sorry. Do you know what it is with work people, yeah? Like, I remember when I was at probation, obviously I was still doing like my fitness thing on the side, yeah? And I didn't want anyone to know that I lived a double life.
Yeah.
Because at work, I was so, like, I was two different people. Like, I was so quiet. I'm talkative. I can talk, I can whatever. But in that office, my mouth was, I was silent. I didn't talk. I always had my headphones in and I was doing my work. And I remember one black girl, she came up to me, she was like, aren't you that fitness girl on the gram? I literally said, please.
I had that as well.
And she was like, what do you mean? Like, you get so many clients here. I said, no.
I don't want them.
I said, no, I don't want anyone to know. Her and her loud mouth, it started to spread. Then like, people would come and ask me questions or like, we do like, it just became really annoying. And then like, I'd be doing stuff outside of work. And then they'd start following me on social media.
Oh,
And I
that's
thought,
the
this
worst.
is where I draw the line because now you lot are seeing the stuff that I'm up to. And I'm not going to lie, there was maybe certain occasions where like, I didn't come into work because I had a campaign and I thought, this is more important for
Blowing
me
up
anyway.
blowing up my
And then
shit.
do you know what I mean? But like, you lot are now all getting in my business and asking me so many questions and it's like, I hated that. I like to keep it separate because I just felt like, you don't need to see me for who you don't deserve that, man.
I get you. But is the caller still there, yeah?
Find out.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, caller.
Hello, hi.
I guess not.
Call back, please.
No, but I'm the same with like podcasting. Like one of my colleagues, found out I had a podcast, I said, shh, that you really need to be like all the way quiet about it. Because again, it's all of that. Like, I feel like who I am at work, like I feel like different people get different versions of me. And work definitely gets the version of me that I want them to stick to. You don't need to, it can't be crossing over.
Good morning, caller. Good morning.
People need to talk to your network providers to make sure they don't put up the money, their bill money, because the signal ain't signaling, honey.
I want to read a comment on the screen, yeah? Wait, did I hear something? Okay, no. I think we code switch for self-protection. We hide the parts of ourselves that are seen as a novelty, a caricature. I did not wear my hair out for 12 years. When I did, every meeting was disrupted. So code switching.
That's a
protection.
real thing, boy.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. How are you? What's your name?
So this is Miss Mariah. I'm good, thank you.
Oh, hello, Miss Mariah.
Morning.
Morning. So I was just calling to kind of give a little bit more of where my suggestion really came from.
Okay.
I feel like the higher up you go, the more complicated it gets to navigate in the corporate world. So I'm constantly referred to as things like, oh, you don't come across as interested in meetings. And I'm sometimes thinking, well, what am I supposed to look like? Or what's my face supposed to look like? Or they might be talking about things like dogs and cats, and I'm just like trying to say, to stay on topic or just mind my business. And then that comes across like you're not trying to engage. Friday work drinks, I'm not interested in coming out. And it's just like, well, you're not really, I feel like I'm having a hard time to integrate into that space of being in a high position and also blending in. And also I'm the only Black person and I'm the youngest. So it's just become very, very difficult to navigate to the point where I'm thinking of actually stepping down because I'm criticized on my personality, which is nothing to do with my job.
Do you feel like you're... Sorry, go on.
Out of frustration, I'm also tired of pretending. That's the bottom line. I'm actually tired of pretending.
Okay, I want to ask you something, yeah? Do you feel like in life, or like in your... Because at the end of the day, you spend probably about 8 hours at your place of work, yeah? That's a third of your life, pretty much, yeah? Like, do you feel like it's important for people that you work with to know you? And if you don't, why don't you?
I don't think it is because I have a life outside of work and I'm not at work to make friends, to be quite honest with you. I'm at work to do a job that I'm paid for and go home. So sometimes when they're trying to have serious personal conversations, I'm not on that because I like to present myself a particular way at work. I'm here as a professional. I'm not here to talk about cats and dogs.
Yeah, but obviously cats and dogs and stuff, it's not going to be the bulk of the conversation. That may just be a little...
Do you know how much white people love their pets? Nah. Yeah. And you're seeing pictures of the dog, how it grew from when it was a puppy. Yeah. Lord.
Yeah, but that's not going to be every day though, is it?
No, I've been around and seen people cry about their pets. Like, this girl was literally crying because they said that her pet was unwell, and everybody else was like consoling her, and I literally just did this face like, I
don't know how to react to this.
Yeah.
No, they really, that is their bonding. That is white people bonding 101. That's the starter pack. Is pets.
But do you see what you just said there though? You said it's white people bonding. The key thing is bonding.
I don't want to bond with you over that.
No, but the thing is, right? Do you see how like even white people feel a necessity to bond with each other in the corporate space?
Do you know what I was thinking about when I was in toilet actually? Yeah. I was actually thinking that I feel like a lot of the feelings that obviously we have Black people in these spaces, it definitely is justified 100%. But I do think we kind of preempt stuff sometimes, and so like our back is up.
Yeah.
And so we go on with that like that because sometimes when you get to know people are really cool, you know. Do you know what I mean? Like some of my colleagues, like obviously not everybody because some of you are snakes, but and also your work friends and your friends, they will push you out of the way to get promotion. But do you know what I mean? I do think as Black people, because in society we're always on defense mode, when we get in the workplace, it's the same thing as well. And it is justified because there are, little things here and there that can whatever. But I do think Yeah, it is they are trying to bond sometimes. And you can, but sometimes the bonding just like you're making a scene, man.
But isn't the bonding difficult
But the
for us?
thing is, yeah.
Yes, I go.
You're gone.
I know that they are trying to bond sometimes, yeah. And to be quite honest with you, I haven't really been paying attention to a lot of the little sly comments made about my presentation in certain areas until it's brought up in supervision. So then it's like, oh, this is actually a serious thing. You actually think I'm coming across as disinterested in work because I'm not trying to have these conversations. Or we're in a meeting and you're going off a tangent about something that happened over the weekend and I'm not putting my 2 pence in. You actually genuinely think I'm not interested.
And that's an issue there, because the thing is, you're seen as not participating, but the area of conversation does not interest me. And this is where there's culture clash, because the things that they're interested in, I'm not interested in. But if I was one to bring it forth to the table, they kind of give you like a, okay, you're weird, because again, you're the minority in that space. So whatever it is that you're talking about, the same way we're looking at them like, I can't relate. Everybody then in the meeting looking at you like, yeah, can't relate. Okay, we'll just move on, kind of thing. Do you get me? Like, I've witnessed it where someone says something, and obviously, because I get it, I get what they're talking about, and I've seen everyone else's. Say there's 2 of us as black on my team, right? And then I've seen everyone else's reaction to what it is that person said, and it's always a, okay, whatever that means. Like, do you mean like a that's weird kind of vibe? So it's like, how do we bond if you're not open to understanding my culture as well? Do you get me? And sometimes as well, it's the backhanded things. Like, say someone brings their cultural food in, it's like you'll be like, oh, what's that smell? Like, how do you talk? Don't just open your mouth and talk.
No, but some food stinks though, man. You bring that stinky food in there, man. What are we doing there, man? There should be rules.
No, you know the rules, you know. You actually can't bring sticky food into the office anymore.
If you're like a star player, does it matter? Like, if you deliver and you do your thing, does it matter all this extra shit?
It does.
Why though? Obviously, I don't know. In certain fields, I could imagine. In certain fields, if you deliver, all the extra shit doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, say like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
surprised,
At
though.
the moment, Marcus Rashford.
Okay.
He don't have to go on. He doesn't. You think anyone cares if he's talking about cats or if he's interested
But you know what it
in
is?
meetings?
It's
he's
the game.
slamming goals.
Nah, it's the
So
game
he's
in the corporate
delivering.
space.
No, but what I'm trying to say is, if you're that star player
Yeah.
in that field, you're
Yeah.
vital to this business, to this
Yeah.
company, and you deliver.
Yeah.
Does it matter whether they have what they think? They're not going to care whether you're engaged or not. They're just going to want the results, no?
But you know, it's that they do, because I've missed out on promotions because I don't go down to the pub on Fridays.
Yeah, but that's on you. Obviously, I understand
they
you don't.
do, because
Networking is a vital part of life, and everybody don't have to do it. That's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to network in your workspace, yeah, and potentially hold yourself back and miss out on promotions and all these that's on you lot.
Yeah, but I'm networking. The networking is not networking. It's networking to go down to the pub and for you to tell me the same things you tell me during office time.
No, but even
isn't that
me, if I've got to meet someone,
Get
that I
on.
don't know, yeah, and I'm trying to build a relationship, yeah, and trying to build a working relationship with them, yeah, I can have little conversations here and there and chat and build up, yeah. But one of the easiest things to do be go out and get a drink. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, this is normal life. This is normal settings. I hear you moaning about this stuff all the time. You don't even have to enjoy it, yeah, but you have to understand it's necessary. Like, you're not doing it for no reason.
I know that now. That's why I'm just waiting for a TDA promotion. I ain't networking over there. I don't want to.
But see, this is why I mentioned the whole thing about the bonding thing, right? If white people themselves, amongst themselves, feel the need to network and bond and get to know each other better, why do we think that we can be on the outside and feel like we're going to
from
progress?
outside of the
because
club because we can't get in.
Because that's
But
easier for them.
even, yeah, some of the things that we're being asked as bonding stuff,
Yeah.
remember, we're also being criticized for them. You, as a white person, you can afford to come in and talk about your drunk weekend and what you got up to, but as a black person, you will be looked at funny. They want to hear it, but there's a limit to it.
Yeah.
So I think it's just as important to know your space and read the room. Not everything you need to be engaged in and talking about, because we're not the same.
This
That's
is
true.
it.
And I get what what Mags is saying about the fact that, you know, you have to go out and play the game and stuff like that and ignore it sometimes, and you're happy to until it comes up in big things like supervisions, one-to-ones, because now it's not just a small comment. You're actually genuinely criticizing my personality, and it's nothing to do with my work. That's what I find shocking, to be quite honest with you.
And this is
It's
why
nothing to do with my job.
exactly that you've hit the nail on the head. That's why I say that as well. They're not your friends. Like, because you guys be doing buddies and think you're all great and whatever. Then these things are used against you.
All right, you know,
mad.
whilst Ms.
It's set up.
Mariah's on the line, yeah, this is the next question I wanted to ask the guys, yeah. But I want to hear your thoughts on this as well. those black people that have made it and are thriving right at the top, right? How did they get there? Have they been chosen, or did they do something that's different to most black people?
I promised you, the few black people that are in my space or even higher, they're not the black people you want to be aligning with at all. In fact, the things they advise you to do is literally not be yourself. They played the game and they're not themselves. They're the type of people, if you ask them about something, they're more likely going to say, oh, be careful, you're still on probation, or don't do that. They're walking on eggshells. They're not the black people I want to align with at all. They're not black, actually. They're white presenting.
But isn't that a bit unfair though? Because there must be definitely like some black people up there who are black, who behave like black people. I'm
yet to come across a black person higher up here that is for black people. And I'm talking about, sometimes we've got this black group at work here where you talk about black issues and stuff like that. And you go into these conversations with these people and their ideas are never to do how to please the black people and how to make them comfortable. It's always how to make the white people comfortable in the workspace.
Would they be gearing it more towards white people because maybe white people are the majority?
I think that's what they do.
Possibly, but to be honest with you, if I'm in a group here where we're addressing black issues and how to make black people more comfortable in these spaces, I don't want to hear how to make white people more comfortable. That's not what I'm here for.
100%.
And a lot of the people that are quite high up there as black people, it's a shame to say, but they're not, I wouldn't classify them as black people. They're not my allies.
Do you know what I found? I feel like
they got there by literally licking us.
But is that really the case? Though?
Do you know what I see it as though? I feel like they're looking like, because the black people who I've seen in my workplace and stuff who are higher up, like, thankfully they are black, but it's like when we're together, then they're black presenting. Obviously, when they're with the others, then obviously they play the game. But again, they just let other black people know that you've got to play the game. And the thing is, this is the world we live in. So for me, like, I don't take offense to it. I don't take offense to you doing whatever it is that gets you further ahead and blah, blah. But again, it's because there's a consensus that this is what you have to do to get there. And I think what it really does come down to is each person's, like, your goals. Like, what do you really want to achieve in this position? If this is really where you want to be and you want to get to the top, you've got to play the game. Unfortunately, the way this society works, we don't go here. So we've got to do what it takes to get where we want to get to in their world.
And is it possible to change things from the bottom or from the top?
Can I just ask something quickly? When you ask, like, are people like, obviously, like, when you want to be able to be yourself, innit? You're talking about constitution, you can't be yourself, right? But then also we was talking about slang and all these kind of things. So like, are they fighting for the right to be ghetto in work? Like, is this what you don't want to do? I'm trying to
don't associate slang with ghetto.
No, but I'm just trying to check that. Because obviously,
what are we fighting for?
Yeah, what are we fighting for? I want to know. Everybody's got a problem with having to behave and talk properly. Do you want to be able to be in the office and be like, "Yo, Killy, talk to me, King"? What? Like, this is what you don't fight. Is that what you want?
I'm not fighting. By the way, I'm not fighting for anything.
No, I'm just checking.
Do you know what it is? I'll be honest with you. I don't want to be myself at work. I like the fact I'm different people. I love that shit. Like, I love that I come here, I do what I do.
And you have no idea.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
How would they know?
Nobody's gonna know.
Nobody's gonna know. I love that.
Man.
So again?
I'm not fighting for that, by the way. I'm not fighting for that, man. I'm just saying, I want to have the right to not say nothing and not be crucified for it.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear where you're coming from.
Because I hate this small talk.
Yeah, I just want to be professional and go home.
This is it. I want to be judged based off my work, not of the fact that you feel like you can or you cannot bond with me. I told you guys
you're not a team player.
I told you guys.
Throwing that line.
At work here, where 2 or 3 blacks are gathered. Yeah. Me and my friend used to get, hey trouble. I had never done, like, I am a star employee. Yeah. But why am I trouble? Because again, so do you know what I mean? For me, what I want the way.
Where 2 or 3 blacks are gathered.
And gathered, they're trouble in there. And I don't like that. Do you get me? I'm just here to work and do whatever. Do you get me? Like, I'm professional. I've never given you guys a problem to ever label me that. So what I'm fighting for, I mean, I'm not fighting for anything anyway. But if I was to be in a fight, what I'm fighting for is the ignorance for like, because every office space loves this whole diversity and inclusivity. I really want that. I want that in the way that you speak to people. I want that in the way people are made to feel comfortable. Do you get what I mean? Not like someone not being able to wear their hair for 12 years, and then times I do, you make a scene about it. Like, that's so uncomfortable. And this is my thing. Think of how it makes other people feel. When I come into the office today and my hair is straight, and I come in tomorrow and it's my natural afro hair, don't make a scene. It's just awkward. It's so awkward.
The hair thing is crazy. They still do that in schools and that.
It's mad.
Remember late last year with the girl?
With the girl, where she was sending her for braids.
Miss Mariah, thank you for calling. Yeah,
Thank you,
We've got
lovely.
someone calling.
Thank you,
also.
guys.
Thank you.
See you later.
Yeah, hair is wild.
It's crazy, man.
Because even that, I don't know what the distractions is or whatever, but I'm saying even if someone wants to have like a big elaborate designs in their hair and that, if it doesn't affect your output and these things, I don't understand.
It's mad to me.
I don't know what they said. It's distracting. It's going to put people off the
It's
workplace.
gonna,
I don't know. Like,
it's gonna distract the other students.
They're never going to mind their business. Because that girl had braids, you know, and she's a mixed race girl with braids. And they're telling her that's not what her natural hair looks like.
I've seen them try and tell people about like locks and that, dreads and that.
Yeah.
You get me? You talk about you can't wear dreads. Man say,
it's not
rude boy,
natural.
man's Rastafari.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
They tell you it's not natural. Like, it's so crazy to me. And it's just, if everyone minded their business, there will be no, this is distracting.
That's generally to me, it's the least of your problems.
It's the least.
Like, it actually is the least of your problems. I don't understand like why that is even the focus.
Well, you can go over the weekend, go from blonde to red, cherry red. You don't think that distracts me?
Good morning, caller.
Morning, caller.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Daniel. Hi, Daniel. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I was slightly ruffled by Miss Mariah in the last call. I really don't think it's fair to tar every single black person who has worked hard to sacrifice parts of their personality to get to the top, to feed their families, to reach their goals and to achieve, in that they are white and they can't be trusted or not to be seen as black or to be respected as black people. Yeah. It's the same as anybody on the call who has expressed the fact that they need to code switch at work. Are they then sellouts because they're choosing to code switch at work in their middle management jobs or their lower paid jobs? So why, because someone has become successful of managing the kind of room that they're in, they're now deemed as non-black. So I think that's unfair. I also think that in the spaces that I've worked in the banks for the past 18 years, I do see some black senior leadership where, and it's more so men than women who feel more comfortable kind of showing their holistic selves. Women, I'd say I've seen play the game a little bit more in terms of hiding themselves, and I'd say I'm probably one of them. So the chat that I put up, that Brent put on the screen about me not wearing my hair out for 12 years, even now, when I had a consultancy job at the NHS 6 months ago, I wore my hair out on a Zoom, and I was called Basil Brush.
Oh, wow.
And my boss basically the entire 20 people on the call to look at my hair and be like, oh, isn't her hair great? So I had to turn my camera off. So you don't have to be marching through the halls of work to feel like you can't bring your entire self to work. So I packed my hair. And say I climb the ladder. Does that now mean that I'm not worthy of being considered black because I'm playing the game, because I don't want to be disrupted with what I'm trying to achieve in my day? The whole thing's complicated, and it always comes down to this. I think you need to just choose one day not to code switch, get people used to who you are. If you energy for that, if there's value in it for you, everything has to be value based. If it's valuable to you to show your whole self, don't show your whole self. It's the same in anything. It's the same in relationships and friendships and everything. We don't always show our whole selves. We have to be slightly calculated with what we're trying to achieve. Or get yourself out the white space and own something. Do something for yourself. Be in an environment that you can control, that you don't have to conform to other people's vision, what you're supposed to be.
100%.
That's a very good point. Yes.
Dropping some gems right there.
That is
big gems.
But all love, Miss Mariah. I get it. And all of our experiences and opinions on other people are only based from what we've seen ourselves.
Our lenses, that's
true.
So
I see that if you've only come across black people who have potentially shunned or looked down on other black people as they're coming up the ladder, then I can see how you'd see that. But in my personal experience, it's not something that I've seen.
that's what I was saying as well, because I feel like it's different whether you are. Like the ones that I work with, they more give like the junior black people like advice on how it is that they did what they did and blah blah. And when we're together, they're more. I can see that they're themselves. That the things that we talk about, the things that we relate to. But obviously in bigger spaces, we're all back in our shells. It's interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's it, guys. Good luck.
Thanks,
with the
Danielle.
show.
Thank you very much, Danielle.
Bye.
See you later.
I wanted to read something out, yeah.
Is that caller? Sorry.
Hello?
Is it
Caller?
gone? Press it gone.
You mean Daniel?
No, there was someone. I swear there was a line waiting.
Oh, that was Proverbs calling. But
Okay.
Okay, cool. We'll continue. Yes, so basically, yeah, I was looking at some tips basically online from black people, you know, that have thrived in certain spaces, right? And one of them was, her first point was, this is a woman who's this is a Forbes article as well, by the way. And her first point is be your authentic self, right? I'm going to read some. She said, this requires self-reflection and self-awareness, yeah?
Okay.
It also entails giving yourself flexibility and the room to grow as your version of your authentic self evolves over time. As a black woman, I've had to pass through many messages that show up in the work environment, both implied and explicit, taking the time to pause, sift through and evaluate. My counsel here is to rely on your own perspective, your own instincts, and not let external factors determine your experience. The last thing she says also is, the lesson here is that you need to make a choice, compromise certain things about yourself, or go into it with your eyes wide open. For me, remaining authentic to myself was the only path I saw. And you know what? I got that job, dreadlocks and all.
To be fair, that's what Danielle said in terms of like, you got to choose who it is that you want to be. But then if there's value to it, yeah, like, because I'm not I told you guys, I'm not the educator.
Yeah.
I don't care to educate people on things. But here and there, certain things I will be like, oh no, you can't say that because this is what it means, blah, blah. But most times, I just let things just go. And then there'll be another black person who has the fight in them.
I'm
to
passing
change the
you
company.
the torch.
Yeah, pass you the torch, sis. And you can change the company values. But as for me in my household, I can deal with it. Do you get me? I think, yeah. But that doesn't make sense.
Grapses, man. Obviously, like the stuff like the hair and stuff like that, and anything that culturally that's inappropriate or anything like that, I can hear. But to me, it just sounds like people are making they just want to fight. They're just making a big noise because they just want to be like unprofessional, if that makes sense. And I just don't understand why you would want to be. I just don't get it. I got switched up. I've got taught to do that from when I'm young. The way I talk when I'm with my friends in my own surroundings is different to how I speak when I'm in adults.
When I'm in school and stuff,
You know what I'm trying to say? That when I'm around, and that's not enough to do with, it doesn't have to be school or work. It could be in my own spare time. If there's adults there, I will act accordingly.
Yeah.
Like, and that's
how it is.
That's just how it is. That's just how it goes, isn't it? So, like I said, all the extra stuff, like the hair, anything that's obviously thing, I don't get in it. Yeah, but it just sounds like people just want to cry just to chance like to be unprofessional. I don't understand why you would want to be unprofessional.
You know, like when you're in the corporate space sometimes, there's always one person that just thinks, oh, like you're black. And they come and they just start dropping all sorts of slangs. So I don't know what that means. Yeah. I look it dead in the eye. I'm like, I don't know what that means.
I want to mention another tip here from the same person who wrote this article in Forbes. Yeah, her next point is read the room, and Miss Mariah mentioned the same thing as well.
Read the room. I love a read the room.
How important is reading the room basically in a corporate space?
It's important everywhere in life.
Yeah,
some people don't read the room.
I feel like it's a
space.
skill. Like, how can you not? People that can't read the room, I always just think,
like, how you living?
I like you've been here before.
Like,
They don't have shame, that's why.
They have nothing.
Yeah.
It's so important because again, this is why you will understand. You just understand a lot more. And I think if you're someone as well who's trying to climb up a ladder, you definitely need to get your senses up reading the heck out of a room. Do you get me? And know like what to do, what not to do. I feel like that reading the room. I'm gonna raise my kids to read the room, to read the hell out of a room because it's so important. It's so important. People can't read the room. It shows.
Yeah. She says a big part of reading the room and making it actionable goes back to being your authentic self and knowing who you are.
She loves authentic, innit?
You have to be open to knowing your own biases, what triggers you, and what to do with those feelings once you recognize them. And she says basically, look for certain expressions, behavior, and language trends. Manage your assumptions to really see what is beneath the surface and make a fact-based decision. So some of these points are don't seem only relevant to black people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the thing is, but white people's experiences is so different. But again, that's because we're like us code switching. But that's to be fair, in terms of social, in the social aspect, not code switching in terms of being professional, but code switching in terms of like culturally, trying to bond culturally for the sake of, whatever it is in the office. That is their culture. So they have no reason that they are their authentic selves.
That's not just on the white people though. Probably it's probably a male thing. Women probably struggle with that stuff more than men.
Actually, yeah, it is because it is white male dominated.
Yeah.
But then even then though, like it wouldn't be as bad because Karens, that's a culture. Being a Karen is a culture. That's why reading the room is important as well. Yeah, some Karen tries to get me at work. I switched up my tears quickly.
Really?
You get what I mean? Yeah, because don't try to set me up. Do you get what I mean? But this is all part of it. Because Karens exists everywhere. Obviously, I can't give examples because I find my social media. So I don't know if this will get there.
Also, what about the point of striving for excellence? Because sometimes if you go into a particular environment thinking, you know what, everything's against you, surely you're not going to perform as well. Because it's going to affect your mentality.
Yeah, I think that is a self-fulfilling prophecy, that one.
100%. So how many of us kind of go into that environment thinking, you know what, it's like the odds are going to be against me, kind of using it as because I feel like there's a difference between acknowledging it exists and also believing it's going to be the thing that gets you out of there. There's a difference.
I think that I feel like you can be aware that the odds are against you. Is what you do with that information that counts. Because I know the odds are against me when I walk into certain rooms. However, I still show up and show out. I still do everything I need to do to get the results that I want. Do you know what I mean? But if I'm gonna wallow in the odds being against me, then you will make no progression in life. Do you get what I mean? So you got to. But again, it's about knowing what you're doing this for. Some people said, you know what, this just pays my bill, and this helps me right now for what it is I want to do next. And you've got to just understand that. But if you, it depends. It really depends. Because some people, obviously, they haven't got anything else going on. Like, this is really it. And they are aware that the odds are against them. And they're still living in the odds being against them, but they're not progressing. But then it's like, do you want to progress though? Because if you did, you'd have to, again, read the room and make things different for yourself. I think it always comes back to what it is that you want to get out of something.
Yeah. Also, I don't want to take it away from what Miss Mariah, the point of one of the points of what Miss Mariah was saying, right? And she was basically saying, yes, you can do certain things, right? But you're inevitably in an environment where certain things, external factors, come towards you.
Yeah.
I.e. the whole, you know what, you look a particular way. You for example, say things in a particular way, and you don't know that people are necessarily saying these things about you or thinking these things until supervision comes and they start telling you about how you can improve you being yourself. Yeah. So I want to direct this to Margs. Yeah. Like you said, Margs, you know how to operate when you're amongst like people, your peers, and also people who are, for example, who are adults or maybe who are millionaires and things of that nature. Yeah? How is your approach affected, right? If people around you, let's just say the millionaires or the people who circle you want to get into, kind of ask you questions about your background all the time, does it affect you? Like you know what I'm saying? Like certain things about you, like, oh, you being black, or you come from the streets, or you certain things where it's like, I don't want to really be talking about this every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, how would you be able to still navigate and thrive in that environment despite all them questions every day?
My train of thought works different.
Okay.
So obviously I understand the value that I bring in it, in any situation, in it. You get me? So if I got these white people, millionaire people around me, I would understand that they see value in me as well. You get what I'm trying to say? So if they took interest into that side of things, I'll be reading off them stories all day. That's going to benefit me. The better the stories I got for them, the more they're going to come and talk to me. You get me? The more opportunities I'm going to have with them, the more they're going to pick me out, the more they're going to look at me like, oh, wow, this is so different, the lifestyle. So I'll play into all of that. I won't have an issue with all of that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'll go for it because I feel like I'm going to use it to benefit me. This crazy white guy who loves hearing all these cool stories. I've got those stories for days. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm going to give you the stories. You know what I'm trying to say? It's going to pattern up. And then also, so when other opportunities come and work and all that, I'm going to be at the forefront of your mind. You're going to link me because you want to hear more stories. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind, like, as long as, if the juice is worth the squeeze, I'm all for it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if it makes sense to me, if I see where I'm going from, like, if it's just for nothing.
Yeah.
If you just want to hear stories, but you ain't benefiting me one bit, and you just got man here like some puppy show. You just want. Shut up. I won't even be there anyway. I don't even see what I'm trying to say. I ain't entertaining all them fuckeries there.
Yeah.
But if it benefits me, then it's a necessary evil, man. I'm gonna do it. I don't mind. I'm not gonna moan about all this stuff. I'm gonna go to the pubs. I'm gonna talk about things. I'm gonna talk about your cats and your dogs. I don't give a fuck about no cats and dogs.
Yeah.
You know, I don't give a shit about no cats and dogs. But I like Garfield today. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool. I'm easy with stuff like that. Stuff like that don't really bother me.
Yeah.
So like, if you make it more kind of like exactly the same as what happened to Miss Mariah, because similar thing happened to me as well, where they say, "Oh, your resting face looks like you don't even want to be here."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
That was me all the time.
all the time.
But that's me everywhere.
How do you respond to that?
Something like that. I don't know how I'll do with it. I'll try again. I think you just have to just like show your worth. Like what it looks and how it comes across doesn't matter. Results. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I'm valuable to you. When you need something done, I'm the one who gets it done. I'm the one that patterns up. Don't worry about what I look like. Don't worry about if you think all that stuff don't matter. You get me? Because all that you can. Even if you introduce a stranger, don't worry, he looks like he's not engaged, but trust me, he's our guy. You get me? And I was just just trying to find a way to just bring my value and my worth to the table so I can be myself. So all that stuff don't matter because I'm not going to change it. Yeah. It's like what Mariah was saying, like you talk about I'm not looking interested in I'm doing a presentation. What the fuck do you want me to look like? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I can't worry about all of that. All I can do is deliver a good presentation. Yeah.
Do you know
get
what?
me?
I hear that, yeah, because in my last job, I remember my team was, I was like the youngest in my team. And at work here, again, I didn't talk in it, so I just literally always used to have my headphones in and I'll just get on with my work. And people in my team were complaining, obviously I didn't know. So when it came to me doing like a review, like, you know when you do like a review with your manager? So he's giving me the sheet, right? Obviously what we're going to talk about. So I see one of the talking points. And he was like, he skipped over it. And I was like, no. Let's talk about that. And then do you know what he said? He said, you know why there's no point in talking about it? He goes, you're the highest performer in the team. He was like, do you know what? Some people have complained in the team that like they feel like you don't pull your weight. You're not really a team player because you're kind of just always to yourself. But he was like, there was no point in me bringing it up to you because the results show otherwise. Yeah. And he was like, I've just explained to them that everyone has a different style of working. Just because you've got your headphones in doesn't mean you're not doing work. Just because they might see you on your phone all the time doesn't mean you're not doing work. Like your results speak for itself.
And that's what's important.
So I'm not gonna get onto you about, do you know what I mean? And I appreciated that because it was a good way to manage the situation. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But when I went back after that meeting, I thought, oh, you motherfuckers.
You little snakes.
Like, I just thought, what you I literally looked at everyone. I thought, don't chat to me.
And they'll be like, morning.
No, don't morning me.
Behave, man.
I thought,
Morning, Tina.
And the thing is, you know when you know, because I knew the characters in my team. So I knew, you know when I knew, I was like, it's you.
It's you.
I knew it was you.
You always know the person.
Yeah, you know, literally.
Yeah, I think you just have to know what it is that you do. Like, I'm very, very good at what I do. I'm exceptional at what I do. But I'm not a team. Like, I'm not a let's go out and have lunch. I don't care to do it. I told him I don't even celebrate Christmas. That's how much I don't like small talk and all that. I said I don't celebrate Christmas, so I can't do the team Christmas dinner, whatever. Like, I just don't care about stuff like that. Do you get what I mean? But then when it's time to work, I'm a team player in terms of I'm the person that people come to when they need help with work. Okay. Do you get what I mean? I'm valuable for what it is that I've been hired for. Anything else outside of that, I can't relate. And quite honestly, I don't want to relate. I don't.
Good morning, caller.
Morning.
How are you?
Hey, y'all. How are you?
All good, thanks.
Good.
What's your name? Who's this?
So, it's Stacey.
It's Stacey.
That was crazy. I'm thinking, surely you know who that is.
I just wanted to just speak a little bit on read the room from a different angle. Okay. And I feel like I'm sure this is not intentional, but it's a personal peeve of mine. Like when people have conversations like this about like Black people in the corporate space. And to cut a long story short, like I get you want to come in and be a professional, but I think it's also important to read the room of your industry. You can't possibly tell me that you're I put out, the desired output, I do my thing, and you're expecting promotion strictly based on that performance. There are a lot of industries that require you to not just be great at what it is you do, but there are personable aspects that you have to have that's going to make you, that is going to take you over the edge and make you that great exec or that great higher up. Because it is about, yes, you're great at the actual task at hand. But if you work in an industry that relies a lot on networking and it's pulling teeth to get you to go to happy hour, be fucking for real. Like, clearly you're not the exec for this type of industry. Like, if you just want to come and lay low and do your job, and your industry requires a lot of teamwork and a lot of collaboration, you probably not the right person for that role, and that's okay. But understand, read the room, and don't let this become a race issue because you don't understand what higher ups require. And I'm not saying that there aren't Black people who can or can't do that. There are. But I just hate that it always gets generalized into this one complaint. And it's like, can we all be serious? And I feel like it really is just people being, I said in chat a lot, intentionally obtuse. Like, read the room, basically.
That is a good point, though. You got to know what industry you work, because some industries do require you to be social. You actually cannot miss any work outing.
Being social doesn't require you to spill your life. I can go to happy hours with my coworkers all day, and guess what? We can just about work drama. You don't have to know shit about my life, but just being there and getting to know people out of the office element shows a bit of personality inherently. But when we turn our nose to it, it's kind of I'm not mad at coworkers are like, well, you don't really want to engage. That shouldn't lead to the comment of you're not a team player. That's dumb, obviously. But I'm not going to pick on you to be the person when it comes to leading the group. Because if I have an issue or I want to talk to you about something and you don't give the vibe of personable, why would I want you to be my leader? Please be for real.
That's the point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
That's all for me.
Thank you very much for that,
Thanks,
Stacey.
Stacey. Thank you.
Also, I wanted to read something quickly and just see how you guys react to it. Because, again, it kind of touched on what Stacey was saying, but also what you guys was talking about in terms of performance, right? And this person says one of the most important points that they've realized is promotions are not linked to performance. At best, they're linked to the perception of your performance. I know that may not be necessarily the case, when it comes to football and things of that nature, right? You need the goals, you need the assists and stuff like that, right? And the clean sheets. But what this person said here is, we all view things... So when you're working in a diverse, multi-ethnic organization where people come from all sorts of cultures and backgrounds, the way each person views the world, filters information, processes it, and then makes meaning out of it could differ significantly. Perception is reality. It is imperative that you portray the right perception of your work and results to the decision makers who matter and will decide on your promotion.
I hear that, bro.
You agree?
Yeah, it's definitely not down to performance and stuff like that. There's definitely so much other factors, more factors that play into it than that. I know definitely in my situation anyway, there are definitely more factors than being valuable. Because if it was value, I don't want to throw shake. I don't know who's watching this, but yeah, that is definitely a real thing. I 100% agree with that. And sometimes it's not a perception, because sometimes people can't percept good. I know that's not a word. Relax. People can't percept good results. Some people are just bad results, but again, they've got other qualities. Because sometimes there's politics that goes on in certain places, and there's just so much more to it than just you delivering and just being a good, a valuable member of staff, basically.
Okay, before we wrap up here, I just wanted to read off some other points that... Okay, let's get to the caller. Hello, caller. Good morning. Good morning, caller. We can't hear you.
Going once.
All right, so anyone calling, can you please use WhatsApp, because the normal phone thingamajiggy is not working. I haven't changed the phone yet, so we still have the same issues as last time, but if you use WhatsApp, it works.
Yeah, on WhatsApp.
Oh, we hear you now.
You. I'm going to call back on WhatsApp anyway, so it's clearer. Thank you. Hello?
No, she's gone.
Okay. All right. So, I just wanted to read off a couple points this person made, and tell me what you guys think of them. I know obviously people out there making notes and whatnot. First thing is find your people. Not necessarily obviously black people like this, right? But find your community. People that you can really, you know what I mean?
Relate to.
Yeah. Good morning, caller. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Morning. Hi, Proverbs.
Oh, hi,
Hello,
Proverbs.
How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
All good, thank you. All good.
I was just going to say a couple of things. The one thing was, I worked in banking for a long time, and that is very corporate and very social. And I found it difficult when I changed jobs. And in my last job, I worked with a group of white men. They were all in my team. And the whole thing about, I'll talk first about the pets. I've never been interested in pets, cats, dogs, whatever. But I found something that broke the ice with me, because whenever they talked about their animals, my eyes would sort of glaze over. But there was a day when I sat next to this guy, and he was a real sort of gym freak, muscles, angry, Mr. Angry. And what happened, he came in and he was telling a story about his bunny rabbit that had passed away. So he started telling this story, and I was sitting opposite my boss. And he got a trigger warning, because he started talking about the bunny rabbit's testicle getting larger and larger. And as he was talking, my shoulders started shaking, and I was laughing, and tears were rolling down my eyes. And my boss looked at me, because they were all dying to laugh because of this guy. Because I just said, what's your rabbit's name? And he said, Fluffy. I just fell on the floor. And then they realized what sort of sense of humor I had. And from then on, every time he had a conversation with me, he would look at me, he said, no, you're not an animal person. But he got a sense of my sense of humor, because I was crying whilst he told this story. And he was really upset. But they thought it was hilarious, because they all wanted to really laugh. But I just really, really did my black laugh in the office. And then there was another occasion, because I didn't really talk about what I did at the weekend. There was a day someone picked up my travel arrangements, and I was going to Amsterdam. And because, they say, how was your weekend? I'd say, fine. What did you do? Nothing much. So what had happened, I didn't know someone had picked up my travel arrangements, and I was going to Amsterdam. When I came back, and my boss, because I didn't really do the social thing, I went out for the drinks, I said, my piece, and I left early. And my boss asked to speak to me, and we went into a meeting room, and he said to me, is everything all right? And I said, yeah. He said, because you're not really talking a lot. And I said, well, I'm just getting used to the job. So he then said, well, because I was a little bit worried, because, you said you weren't doing anything at the weekend. But last week, Dave in Ops picked up your travel arrangements, and you were going to Amsterdam. And I said, yeah. And he said, well, I was wondering, Yeah, he said, I was just wondering. I said, I've got to tell you something, boss. The money isn't really working for me, and I've been doing some other work outside. And he looked at me, and he was really shocked. And I went, I'm only joking. I said, what the hell are you talking about? But for about a good 5 minutes, he was looking at me. I said, the money's not really working, and I need to do some other work to make my money up. And that's when they realized, my humor was different, and I kind of was more of myself. So if I said something out of order, they just knew that's where I was coming from. When they talked foolishness to me, they knew they were going to get a sarcastic response. So I hope, I just learned to navigate and do my code switching when I needed to. So if we had big people and big meetings, I was, doing my professional stuff. But certain of the senior managers, they got used to the fact, it got around how I used to talk. So they would say, good morning, sir, to a big MD from the States. And I would say, what's happening, Larry? And they would laugh. So it was kind of a bit of myself was being injected in, but not the full. I didn't share my life story with them, but I navigated my way through. Also did the social thing with them. At certain times, I would invite even some of my friends to the drinks. So they got a sense of who I was, but not all the time. But then they used to like talking to my friends. And then they realised, yeah, I am different. And yeah, I am still me. But I didn't have to, you know, the sellout thing. No, I would never say that. And yes, there are people that, you know, as I used to, you know, call them, you know, the Sambos and the Uncle Toms that we have that exist in that place, that when they see you, they don't even want to look in your eyes and admit that they're a next black person. But I never really associated with them. I mean, they used to call us, you know, if there were three of us standing together, we were the girl gang, you know, stuff like that. But then when they said it, I would challenge them in a say, yeah, we went out, you know, last week we went out, we killed a few people, you know, it goes. And then they'd look at us as if to say, oh, I'm being out of order. So you can challenge it without getting angry, but you also have to have a line. And when they cross the boundaries, you tell them straight. Yeah. You know, they used to want me to be on diversity, you know, like committees. And they would say things like, well, you know, we've got all these problems. What should we do? I said, I used to say to them, I've given you the problems. The problem's not mine. You find the solution. I'm not leading this because I don't have the problem. So, you know, I learned as I went on, I could show more of myself, not necessarily like Mark says, I wasn't going to be saying what, you know, killy and all the rest of it and talking the slang. However, if I went out to lunch with my friends, it would be different. And I used to meet my friends at lunchtime, especially when it got too much. And I would tell them, you know, I can't take it at work or, you know, this. And then we'd all sort of talk about our own experiences. But, you know, you don't have to sell yourself out, but you got to be a bit of yourself. Yeah. That's the way I look at it.
Thank you very much for that, Proverbs.
Thanks, Proverbs.
Some gems. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.
All right. Before we wrap up, I just wanted to reel off the rest of these points here that this person made. And like I said, the first one was find your people, yeah? So find people, obviously, that you can relate to and things of that nature. Also, don't underestimate the value of a great boss, even if they don't look like you. So this has come from black people, by the way, or ethnics. Another point they said is you are worthy of being authentically yourself. So again, one of the people under that point says, play the game, but be yourself. Also, never lose sight of your own potential, right? Take every rejection as an opportunity to learn, grow, and strengthen who you are. And also fight imposter syndrome with self-affirmations. Another one is keep an eye out for red flags, but also keep an eye out for the green flags, right? So the opportunities out there. Seek mentorship, then pay it forward. And also, there's nothing wrong with leaps of faith. And also, last one, know that your community is rooting for you. Yeah, so you're not alone, even if you are the first or the only black person. Know that your community is rooting for you. But yeah, I think we can wrap up topic of the day there, man.
Those are really good advices.
Thank you.
All right, lovely. Thank you very much. Let's get into our next headlines.
All right, so the British Medical Association has accused the government of reckless behaviour ahead of the results of a strike ballot by junior doctors. The BMA's Professor Philip Banfield said the Prime Minister and Health Secretary were refusing to enter meaningful negotiations with unions. The Department of Health and Social Care said it had met with the BMA and other unions to discuss pay, and BMA members are expected to vote in favour of strike action. The Professor Banfield, who's the BMA's Chair of Council, said that Rishi Sunak and Health Secretary Steve Barclay were standing on the precipice of an historic mistake. He accused the government of guaranteeing escalation, adding that officials were reckless for thinking they could stay silent and wait it out. He made his comments at a Young Doctors Conference on Sunday, telling attendees they deserved better and were not expensive for the expertise and skills they provided. Around 45,000 members of the BMA have been balloted on strike action, with the result of the vote expected later on today. The BMA has already warned it will stage a 3-day strike if there is a vote in favour of strike action. Next headline. I think last week, we spoke about the African Union Summit. And basically, one of the spokespeople from that summit said that an Israeli diplomat by the name of Sharon Barley was escorted from the African Union Heads of State Summit as she was not the person accredited to represent Israel. Video circulating online shows her being walked out of the meeting in Ethiopia by a security guard. An Israeli spokesperson has blamed South Africa and Algeria for the removal. Israel's status at the AU has been a source of contention. The video appears to show a security guard approaching the Israeli delegation while the opening ceremony of the annual meeting was going on. There was a discussion, and Ms. Bulley, who is the Deputy Director General for Africa at Israel's Foreign Ministry, then left alongside the security guard. The Foreign Ministry spokesperson, Leo Hayat, is quoted by the Times of Israel as saying that Israel's views seriously the incident in which the ambassador, Sharon Bulley, was removed from the African Union Hall, despite her status as an accredited observer with access badges. He then blamed Algeria and South Africa as being behind the move, adding that they were driven by hatred. But an AU official has said that Ms. Bulley was asked to leave as she had not been invited to be there, and the only invitation, which was not transferable, was given to Israel's African Union ambassador, Aleli Admasu. The person also said that it's regrettable that the individual in question would abuse such a courtesy. And the next headline is linked to that same African Union summit, and I spoke about this last week, I think on Friday, when I was talking about some African countries who were barred from rejoining the AU because of coups that's happened. And basically the African Union has reiterated its zero tolerance approach to undemocratic changes of power on the continent. On the final day of the summit in Addis Ababa, which is the capital of Ethiopia, the AU said it would maintain the suspension of Burkina Faso, of Guinea, Mali and Sudan, which are all ruled by military leaders following coups. The Commissioner for Political Affairs, Bankole Adeoye, said the AU was ready to help those countries return to constitutional order and help democracy take root. But leaders at the summit also agreed to press ahead with plans for a free trade deal, including almost every African country, which is a beautiful thing. But yes, hopefully that actually moves from just being words to something that's real. But that's the end of the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into Word on Road. Honey, people were wilding this weekend, boy. There's a lot of foolishness in these streets. It was unbelievable. You people did not want to have a quiet weekend. All right, I'll start with Laurie Harvey. So obviously, right, Laurie Harvey and Damson are together. And there was the premiere for Snowfall, I guess the next season of Snowfall. And they were on the red carpet and people were basically like, they don't look like there's any chemistry between them. This is definitely, they're not together and this is all a thing and blah, 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 blah. And Laurie never speaks about anything. She never addresses anything. Sis doesn't address, I'm trying to be her. She doesn't address anything. She just lives and lets people think of whatever it is that they want to think about. But she had something to tell y'all, all you chemistry analysis experts. She responded to it. See, so basically, and it was on the Shade Room as well. Can you imagine? On the Shade Room. So someone said, no chemistry, look how far apart they're standing, LOL. And she said, or maybe I just had on body makeup and told him, don't stand too close to me because I didn't want to get it on his suits. LOL, you're trying to find a problem with everything. I mean, it sounds convenient, her reasoning, but...
I mean, like, you know what I think anyway.
Girl, we think that we see each other.
Yeah, literally.
So, I said, you guys are really wild. And you had Laurie Harvey addressing stuff. Damn it, man. So that happened. And then my favourite thing that happened actually over the weekend was my lovely husband, Chris Brown, decided to let you guys know where to go.
Oh,
Gina, he said a few good things. Okay, he had time. And I'll be honest with you guys. I said, sir, don't you have a show tonight? But I clocked, no, he didn't. He had a show all week. He didn't have one on Friday evening. That's why he had time. He was involved in a lot of scandals. We're going to go through all of them. It's a lot. But first, I'm going to talk about how... So, Keely, Broken Promises, Keely, decided to take upon herself. She basically tweeted and said, what's it called? This was about... Remember last week I told you guys about the Chloe Bailey and Chris Brown collaboration, and how there was so much like noise about it, and how why would she team up with an abuser, and that it was a whole thing, right? So Keely decided to add her 2 pence. Little Miss, no one asked you to do anything, but you can throw chicken wings at people. Decided to add her 2 pence to it. She says, let him come out come out with his own record. So genius, so captivating that it makes us all forget he beats women. Sorry, trigger warning. I'm so sorry. Sorry, should have said that. Trigger warning for the next two headlines. Next two word and words. It's mad. She says he can't, so he won't. So what does he do? First of all, how can you say he doesn't come up with records that's so captivating and lets people forget his situation?
Has he not been doing that though?
You know?
Like, I'm so confused.
This woman she's a Karen. She's a Karen. Then she says he slowly creeps back into the mainstream. Chris Brown creeping, you know, slowly as well. He slowly creeps back into the mainstream by getting small nods for features on black women's merits. Black women who are more talented, more worthy, but give him the okay. I am swatting the fucking air right now. Garbage.
You know what I don't understand? You know this outrage, yeah? I feel like it's like this thing happened yesterday. And that's not discrediting what happened. But I feel like since it's been over 10 years, right? Mm-hmm. And he's been making music.
Like,
he's been doing collabs. This is not his first rodeo.
They just don't like Chloe.
Like, I don't think it's the Chloe thing.
I think it's they don't like Chloe. They don't
like...
People actually seriously do not like Chloe. I don't know what this girl has done to them. One, put your head on my shoulder challenge, and sis has been getting cooked ever since. Because he did a whole thing with Drake, did a whole thing with Young Thug, he's done music with Usher, he's done music with Rick Ross, he's done music with everybody.
Davido.
Other women, Davido, Wizkid, exactly, the Wizkid one, you guys were very happy.
It's also Normani.
It's mad.
That's why I'm so confused that this one song... Is it because right now you lot are seething because he's making a lot of money and he's on tour and like, unfortunately for you who don't like, for those that don't like him, unfortunately this is the worst time to not like him because he's all in your face. Like, there's not everywhere. A platform you're gonna open where you're not seeing a Chris Brown concert review or people going mad over him and he's getting a lot of love. So I kind of understand if he triggers you, how it can make you feel like in this moment, but you can actually just keep it moving.
Like the mute, you know when you mute words, it actually works. Because back in the day, not back in the day, it's like 2 years ago when Power was still on. I did, because obviously I binge watch stuff. So I muted Tommy. Tommy's spelled with a Y. Tommy's spelled with an IE. I muted Ghost. Yeah. I muted what's that annoying boy at the time? Tariq. I muted Power. So even if someone's talking about power to people, it comes up as a link for me. Then I go and I'm like, oh, why is that? I'm like, oh, Power. Do you get me? So you can actually mute Chris Brown. You could actually mute Chris Brown, Breezy, heck, mute the kids, mute Royalty, mute all of them. But he basically had time, and he screenshot what she said, and he went on his story and he said, "I'm kind of getting tired of your broken promises." And he said, obviously, you are at a point in your life where you either are very broke or broken.
100%.
The fact you think you have to speak negatively about me makes you look so lame. I think that's one of the best insults, you know. When someone says you're lame, you actually feel lame. And then he goes on to say, your life and career must suck right now. Minding your business would have been best. But I guess you don't have a business or a real job that makes you financially stable. I feel more embarrassed for you and your actual maturity. What killed me? And then he put this picture up of her, yeah? And he said, stop it.
He said, stop it. I'm done.
And then what killed me was basically she had this whole performance. She had this thing on her story, on her Instagram, yeah? Where she's like doing some kind of breakdance or whatever. And he went in the comments and he like had like tomato emojis and like boo. He was over it. And then basically this is when he then went on a whole rant which I love. I absolutely love it. He said, if y'all still hate me for a mistake I made as a 17-year-old.
Can I just say he's lying? He wasn't 17. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was thinking I didn't know he was 17.
Because Chris Brown's my age, and this happened in 2009 from what I remember, because I was in second year uni. I remember the day. Do you know what it is? I was a massive Chris Brown fan. So like, when it I was at the same time. I was in second year uni, and I'm sure Chris Brown's we're the same age.
When it happened,
he's like a year below me.
He probably talk about the first time he boxed out.
Boy, because...
Oh, no. Mugs.
I'm pretty sure it was that. No, it was definitely 2009. So I thought, sir, you were not.
So that's 14 years ago.
You was not. What's it called? He was
19.
He was 19.
Okay, so he was 18 then.
Yeah. Okay, he was 18.
17, 18, 19.
Potato.
He won 30. Do you get me? He wasn't
he was a teenager.
Yeah, he wasn't a teenager. Do you get me? So, because when he says he was 17, you're damn. Okay. So he says, I'm fucking 33. I'm so tired of your running with this narrative. You weird ass niggas are the same ones that tune in every week to see Blueface and Christian beat the fuck out of each other in front of the world. But that's okay. It's entertainment. All y'all can suck my dick respectfully. Disrespectfully, sorry. Then he said, where are the cancel culture with these white artists that date underage women, beat the fuck out of their wives, giving bitches AIDS? Oh, that's right. They're your buddies. No more fake love from me. Stay out my way or get run over. Simple as that. None of you and I mean none of you niggas can fuck with me. Then he goes on to then show up like he screenshots.
This is what kills me. The receipts.
He gave me receipts.
The pictures of all the men, the white men.
And women.
That's what he did. He did everything. Did a slide. He gave us a presentation.
Women. He posted white men and women that are known for this. So he posted up Sean Penn, who had a whole thing with Madonna at the time. Then he posted Mel Gibson, who had a whole thing with his wife Oksana. Blah, 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 blah. Then he posted Nicolas Cage. Then he posted Ozzy Osbourne. He posted Rocker Tommy Lee, the one we talked about the other day. Posted him as well. Posted Guns N' Roses, guitarist Slash. Posted Charlie Sheen. He was giving people AIDS. Posted Steven Seagal. That's it. Who else did he post? Then he posted another woman. Oh, hold on. All my pictures not coming up. Yes, he posted Emma Roberts, who I did not know she had a thing. Apparently she beat up her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend. Posted Carmen Electra as well, who had a whole thing as well with her NBA husband at the time. Christian Slater. He came with everybody, basically. He came with everybody. I was screenshotting like I had no time. Because I said, before his management told him to take it down,
you need
the receipts. Yeah. And then he said, I got time today. So that happened. That was round one, right? But it's funny because basically someone then found, a member of Breezy team, found a tweet from Keely where she said, doing an exploratory dive into Blueface and Christian because I need to see some mess that's not mine. Clips and YouTube recommendations, welcome. So you're out here fighting over an abuser, but the other day you were asking people to send you clips of abuse. And the person said, oh, but Keely hates domestic violence. This be all of y'all fake advocate ass shit. And then obviously Chris Brown posted it up as well. So that happened, yeah. So obviously he used Blueface and Christian as a example, right? So guys, this is honestly serious trigger warning. Sorry about this. Then Blueface decides to do a video and respond to Chris Brown talking about, first of all, you sound like a snitch. You sound like you got in trouble for what you did, and now you're trying to round everyone else up. And he said, furthermore, anyway, he was like, listen, my shit and your shit is different because you beat somebody people care about. Do you know how mad it is? Yes, that's what he said. He said...
That's not bad. The worst part about it is that Christian or whatever name
that's what I'm saying.
Is in the background saying, yeah, you beat the wrong bitch. You beat the wrong bitch.
Because Christian, you're the right bitch to beat up.
Yeah, like, I'm the right bitch.
You see them two, yeah?
She is so dumb.
She's a crackhead.
No.
She's not normal. He literally was like, oh, it's not my fault you beat the wrong bitch up. He was like, yeah. He's like, go find beat the right bitch up next time.
Yeah, he's like, go and find you. He goes, I got a bitch that like to fight.
Yeah, he's like, I like a bit that. He's like, yes, it's not my fault. You had the one that just did the Super Bowl the other day. This is what this man was saying.
Like, there's levels, man. Your bitch just done the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, and like, my bitch don't got nothing going on for her but meetings.
No, don't care about my bitch.
No, basically.
And she's in the background, co-signing like, yeah, he beat the wrong one. I said, nah, it's got to be crack.
No, it has to be.
It has to be crack.
Poor girl, man.
Like, poor both of them.
He was spitting though. He was spitting.
Because he was like, yeah, he was like, don't call me out because you got caught.
But that's what it sounds like. It's like you didn't have to. I get the point he was making.
Yeah.
But if they're cool, like didn't Blueface say that he was cool with Chris Brown? So like,
yeah, he's like, yeah,
he caught us straight for no reason.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I get where Chris Brown's coming from, not because I'm a Chris Brown fan. I'm being objective. I'm doing my job in it. But
no, but you know what he should have done though? He should have been like, I don't think he should have dropped names. I think it should have been a thing where it's like, especially if you've got a cool relationship with these lot, yeah. It could have been a thing where you lot are getting onto me, but these times there's a couple out right now that every single week are.
I think that's worse.
No, I would be like,
that's
not cool.
And
if they're not brethren, then it is what it is. It's like what you're saying. If they have any semblance of a relationship, that's not cool calling his name.
Yeah, I don't think...
Because you know the stigma that everybody's put on me, and in my defense, I'm trying to... So I bring your name up. That's not cool. Why are you doing that for?
Yeah, I do think... I don't mind the white names that he brought up, because really and truly, there's a lot of... No, because that part I definitely agree with, because again, he's been blackballed or whatever, but there are literally people in Hollywood who are thriving, who are getting nominations and doing all that great stuff. And they have a history like he does. Do you get me? So why am I the one that you're going to ostracize? I do get the Blueface one if it is that we're cool and stuff. But I guess for him, it's just a thing of you guys have... I feel like the point he's trying to make was that you guys are fake advocates. Everyone is out here being against these things, but then you're tuning into Zeus every week.
It's just all perception of reality and stuff like that we was talking about. Like reality, no one don't care about real life. They just care about perception. That's why when people live through things, they'll get so angry. So even someone like Christian, it's not even about man trying to defend him, because he's been living through it for so long, he's frustrated because he's saying in real life, nobody cares. Like, obviously, I'm not saying no, like you cared at the time, but I've done what I've done, but I've served my time. But like, right now, as it stands, it's done now. Like you know what I'm trying to say that, but user ain't letting it go. User are trying to live the perception. User are trying to vilify me still, and boom, 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 boom. And you're allowed to feel however you feel for what he done like that. But the reality is, and this is why it will be annoying, this like, and I'm not saying it's right either. But this is the stuff, like this stuff just happening, innit? And there's pure people that you lot fuck with that do the same kind of things, whether it be in public or behind closed doors or whatever. They're doing the same kind of shit. I'm of the mindset that you should be punished for your actions and stuff like that. You get me? And everybody's gonna hold people to different standards. I don't know court of public opinion how long you sentence them or whatever, innit? Like, so you should be punished for it. I don't think that just because I don't think he should like be cancelled and be done with just because that's what happened. He had an altercation with his girl. They're famous, so it played out in public. There's so many people in everyday life who have altercations with their girl and get the chance to live their life. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's like the reality is this shit happens and it's normal, but you are trying to move like you are trying to move crazy. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That I just think
that, do you know, my thing is just that there's people that do like outrageous and egregious things that I don't support. But I don't make a whole big deal about not supporting them. Like, I hear more noise from people who don't support. And this happens generally. Even when people do the whole little cancelling and on Twitter and all that kind of crap. You don't think you don't like this influencer, you don't like that public figure, whatever. But you spend so much time, like, investing into that person that you don't like. Just ignore them. Just ignore their existence. You get me? Like, it makes no difference to you. But then again, still on Chris Brown, because he was training this weekend. So basically, he had an after party, right, for his tour, whatever.
Yeah.
And there was these girls who basically posted a video saying that they were not able to get into the venue. I think the venue was Proud Embankment. They were saying
I'll allow it. Actually wasn't Proud Embankment.
It wasn't Proud?
No, it was Proud something, but it was in Mayfair.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay. Yeah. I wonder why they talk about Mayfair. I was thinking,
girls that couldn't get in.
Yeah. So they were like, basically...
What's that face for? Killy.
No, we didn't talk about it because they were like, we can't, we couldn't get into the club, and we heard someone saying no darkies allowed, and they're like, they were basically saying that they went in for Chris Brown's after party. They were contacted by promoters to come to the club or whatever. Yeah. Obviously, when they got there was like thousands of people, whatever. They were waiting outside. They couldn't get in. The only people they saw getting in was white women. And then they heard one of the promoters say no darkies, no blacks, basically. Whatever, and they were like Mayfair, blah blah. So they did all of that. It went viral. Again, the people that don't like Chris Brown were the loudest and saying, I have no empathy, which is fair, absolutely fair. I have no empathy. Why would you go? You know he's a colorist. You know he hates black women. You know he's this. You know he's an abuser. You know this.
I see him with the black woman on the chair this morning dancing. Singing.
Mate, they'll tell you that don't count. That one don't count. And then that happened.
He done it after the noise.
No, but the thing is that there was people. The thing is, no, because even when they posted that video and all that outrage was going on, there was black women who were in the club, who were actually in the club, saying that's a lie because we were in there. And I'm not saying like light skin, Amber Rose. I'm talking about like dark skinned women. Yeah. And they were saying, no, you just pulled up late. Because again, so apparently what it was with this situation, there was hella promoters hitting up whoever, I guess to get some kind of bonus if more of your people get in or whatever, you get the finest people. And apparently the promoters told people to get there like 10 o'clock, right? And they said, it's going to be packed out, blah, blah, and dress 10 out of 10. I didn't know there was apparently you have to look the part. I didn't know what the part was. That's what I kept saying on TikTok. You have to look the part if you're going to go to certain places. That's great for y'all. You guys like embarrassment. So apparently there was like all these guidelines of how you have to get there and blah, blah, blah. But what it was with these girls, because then the girl had to come out and do another video to say, I wasn't saying it was Chris Brown, it's the club. This is what happens in Mayfair. Like, there's been countless of threads and countless exposés and all this stuff about these Mayfair clubs where they don't allow black women in. It's a known fact. Do you get me?
So when I saw them, I was thinking, why are people making like? Obviously, that's like you're saying, it's a Mayfair thing. Why are they trying to make it out like it's Chris Brown?
That's the thing. So, but I feel like in the way they did the video the first time, I know she came out to do another video, but personally, I feel like the first video was misleading.
Yeah.
Because the way she said it was as if like Chris Brown got the promoters to handpick who he wants.
Yeah.
So I'm like, first of all, now because you're getting cooked left, right, and center, don't come back to be like, I didn't say it was Chris Brown, guys. No, you insinuated it was Chris Brown the first time. Yeah. And this is why there were black girls in the club saying, no, you guys came late.
Yeah.
Like you came late, and so there was no space because I think the capacity, from what I'm hearing,
was like 300, and there was like over 1,000 people outside.
Over 1,000 people outside.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And there was some other girl as well whose TikTok I saw. That girl was funny. So she's a dark-skinned woman, and she starts her video on TikTok. She's like, first of all, everyone knows Chris Brown's a colorist. He's an abuser. So why would you want to be at the club? Then she goes on to say, when I was in the queue, I said, what? She's like, yeah, well, when I was in the queue, this is what I saw. She's like, I saw different people going in. And then she goes on to say that she went in. And I was thinking, but you just criticized people for supporting a colorist and abuser.
But you
were right there to do the same thing.
Like, how long did you stand in that queue for?
And this is what she was saying, because she was saying how she got there 10:30 and it was really packed, but she was like, she was even late. Getting that 10:30. I just think, do you know what? Like, all of you, my thing with social media, and I've always said this, even when it wasn't about Chris Brown, even when it was you people trying to get not lower, as in like other people cancelled, when you're trying to get Nella Rose cancelled, when you're trying to get Harry Pinero cancelled, I've always said all of this is fake outrage.
Yeah.
But it lasts for 2 seconds, though.
Mate.
You see Chris Brown being a colorist here, what does that mean that he just likes lighties or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is he not allowed to?
I don't know.
Does it mean he hates black girls? Or does it mean
or just prefers?
I think that's his preference. I don't know. I think I've basically tried to research the root of this colorism. I think when people take offense is when he said, all my bitches got real hair. Chilling on the top down, screaming like, hey, yo, that's
anti-black though, man. That is anti-black. It is, because you know what? You don't think it's anti-black? Wait, you don't think it's anti-black?
Do you know what it is, yeah?
Because it's like you're making a point. Like I'm sorry, but you know that a lot of people from our community do not wear their real hair. It's a thing, right?
Yeah.
For whatever reason, yeah. And it's like you're putting those that don't do that on a pedestal. Knowing that it's a big part of your community, you don't think that shade is a bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, it definitely is.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. It would definitely, it definitely is atting black women.
It's very shady because you're not like, and even if some people can argue, white girls wear
wigs and whatever. But
you're not talking about them.
Yeah, we're the ones who do protective styling. We're the main ones.
And it's a big thing in our community, in our culture. So we know you're not talking about them.
Yeah.
When you were making that track, you didn't think, I'm talking about the white girls too. No. You knew who you were talking about. So that's why I'm saying, like, I get why people be outraged.
Yeah, I get it.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Let's just say I made a tune, and I said,
Boo.
and I said, all the black tunes that I like, I've got real hair. And everyone, obviously, this is before anyone seeing my video like white girls. Yeah. So forget that,
yeah. You don't suggest that anymore. It's off the internet.
All right, good.
It's been erased.
So let's just say everyone knows I like dark-skinned girls, right? Am I not allowed to say that same bar? Because maybe I go for dark-skinned girls that wear out their real hair.
But that's the thing, though. The thing is, the dark-skinned girls who wear wigs and stuff will be offended by that.
Yeah.
It's not anti-black, it's anti-fake hair.
This is it.
There's so many black women that wear their natural hair. That's not going to take no offense to that.
But you know what it is? My thing
I
is
wear
that
both. And I'm offended. How about that?
And that's my thing. I don't feel like it's possible to say anything that doesn't offend somebody. Somebody will be offended by something. But this is where I live in my truth. Because I sang that song, at the top of my lungs when I was at his show. And I was there with a wig on. And I flicked it. I didn't care. Do you get me?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know what people want.
Do you know what? To be fair, you can't, do you know what I realized? Like, you can't, I'm not offended, by the way. I was joking.
You don't care. We don't.
No,
I
genuinely don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if it's not if I'm not your preference, I'm not your preference.
Not a caller on Word and Road. If you're coming to at me, that call's gonna get cut off so quick.
It's got to be a female.
Absolutely. One of the anti-breezies, 100%.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm back again.
Stacey.
Esther, you know this is the topic because I was literally sending you stuff all weekend.
Yes.
You know how many Chris Brown arguments I've had this past weekend? And I just really want people, let's please use our brains here, everybody. Objectively, I just beg, just for 1 second. Nobody is saying that this man is innocent. Let's be clear.
Yep.
We saw what happened with Rihanna. We saw what happened with Karuchi.
Yep.
We saw the millions of different things that has happened. What people are calling out is this commitment to holding this man accountable for conclusions of people who are not there. Literally people who are not there, who are not in these situations live and direct, and are not even impacted by these things that he's allegedly or confirmed to have done.
Yeah.
Are drawing. And it's literally impacting this man's life and career. Again, I'm not saying that he's innocent, but it is not consistent with how you hold other people accountable. And that is the problem that we're calling out.
Facts.
Absolutely.
I swear to God, I'm witnessing y'all dance to rappers who literally have teardrops tattooed to their face that are confirmed murderers.
Right.
But there's no problem there.
You
listen to Ocho Cinco do his interviews all day when he literally had to leave the NFL off the same domestic violence.
Literally.
Please be for real. Your commitment is not consistent, and that is the problem. Not that he's not innocent. Nobody said. We all know where there's smoke, there's fire.
Absolutely.
Yes, but you also have to understand that when you have this commitment to, again, accountability, the types of conclusions that you draw is going to be at a slant. Today, one of my coworkers sent me this whole Chris Brown stuff because we argued about it in the office. And again, y'all know my stance on this whole Chris Brown stuff. And I sent her the video of the girl who was at the club and said what she said, right?
Yeah.
And I said, watch this video and tell me your thoughts. What was her thoughts? Oh, he's a colorist too? Well, damn. And now she's going off. Then I sent her the video of what she said to go back on her statement.
Oh, yeah.
No response. Because of how you framed your mind to think about this man, you're never going to view things to go deeper into what actually happened and what is the truth.
And that's exactly
the truth could be that the optics align with what it looks like. But the truth could also be he ain't got shit to do with it. Why would you think Chris Brown himself would be at the door saying, "Yep, she's light, I want her in"? He don't have shit to do with it. He's
paid to be there. And he's leaving afterwards.
He drank, he did enjoyment, and he left.
That man looked tired as well. He's thinking, you are working me.
Exactly, but people are so committed to this man is this man is this man is this. But it's like, can you allow him to make the bed that y'all think that he's laying in? If he really did, there were serious things that he did go in there and say, you know what, I don't like you, you're dark skinned. Then okay, now we have a case on our hands. But the fact that for the past 15 years, like, I feel like that's just a topic for another day, maybe. But like, maybe we should sidebar. But like, what is truly the accountability that we're aiming for, and can we actually pivot cancel culture to reflect that? Because I feel like cancel culture should be along the lines of, you call someone out for their bullshit, put them in a place where they have to be held accountable and they learn about it, and then there's room for them to move forward.
Yeah, people want you down bad for the rest of your life.
You're human. You people have weird ass uncles who come to your family occasions all the time that have cases against them, but you're still doing up hug and kiss.
But to speak on that,
they're human at the end of the day. Just because they're on a platform doesn't make them any less human, and that is the weird shit that I'm calling.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it is weird because you know what's mad as well is that there's people who calling out he's a colorist, is this and that, but you were queuing up in the, like, for me that's wild. You're queuing up outside to go into the club where he's at. You're also paying to go to his shows, and then now you're posting on your close friends and your private story. Like, is that not a sickness?
Yeah, I think I'm just bored of hearing about Chris Brown, man. Because like I said, I'm sick and tired. Obviously, it's each of the individuals, isn't it? Like, if you care that much, then care, innit?
Care.
But care in your yard. I don't want to hear anymore. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like don't tell me. Care in private. Yeah, because I don't care. I don't want to hear anymore. I watch you lot pay £1,000 to go do meet and greets and get pictures. I watch him sell out the O2 in London 5 days in a row. Like, nobody cares. Since that stuff's happened, I've heard deuces in the club. I've heard no guidance. I've heard
go crazy. And you'll be going crazy.
I've heard,
and you're still shaking yash.
Like, come on, man. Like, can we just let's just allow it by now. Let's just stop it. I'm done. I don't want to hear no more.
Lil Nas X said something. I don't remember what interview he said it in, but it spoke. He was like, the people who cancel you are the people who didn't like you already. Like,
and it does not affect your wallet.
People, people look for confirmation. I'm reading it direct from the comments from Creeflow Bull. I don't know. Sorry. People look for confirmation on what they already think, not information on what actually happened. And that's why this social media shit and this cancel culture will always be nonsense. Like, I really do urge people really and truly to like not just take things at face value or optical value and actually ask the questions of like what happened, what took place. I know it looks this way, but really and truly what went on, because that's going to give you the context that you need to form an opinion. Like I was talking to my coworker, she sent me a picture of what it looked like him choking a woman, and I literally said, I need context.
Yeah.
Okay, like I get that. It really and truly could be that he's abusive, and that's a domestic violence case. It caught live and direct in 4K. But I need context to what's happening, because God forbid, I'm not saying, again, disclaimer, I'm not taking things lightly. I'm just saying, what if they're just not playing, but like, what if shit just happening fast and the camera snapped at the right moment and damn, like, I don't know. And I'm not going to make conclusions that literally have an impact on someone's life and career or make a habit like that. We might be making banter out of it for Chris Brown now, but if you carry that same energy to your regular average man, that can destroy somebody's life. Yeah, this is not a joke.
And that's what people do, because when people do that, these cancellations on smaller scales, people actually lose their jobs. Like it affects real life people's stuff. These influencers, and you call out and you say you were colorist in 2008. People actually lose deals. People actually are having meetings. Those meetings are getting cancelled on account of tweets from like 2010, but then it doesn't reflect how I am today. Like, that's why I'll be honest with you. I rated Kevin Hart when his homophobic tweets came up. He apologized for it. He said, you know what, I'm wrong. This is this, like, but he was like, it's not a reflection of who I am. He's like, my manager is a lesbian. Like, I go to her house, like, I'm like, it doesn't reflect who I am today. Then, okay, it happened. They called it up again. He apologized again. Called up again. Apologized again. Then when he was going to do the Oscars, it came up again, and he was like, I'm not apologizing. Yeah. And Oscars were like, well, you either apologize or you quit, or we will fire you. And he was like, do you know what? I'll do you one better. I quit. Simple. Like, do you get me? I just think, it's draining. And for me, it's fake outrage. If you don't like, there's so many people I don't like, so many artists I don't like for many reasons. But I don't share a whole campaign. And when I see people at the concerts, I don't message them and shame them for being there. We're talking about I'm disappointed in you. Be disappointed.
You know what it is, yeah? I think it's for the morality police, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think what the issue is here, taking thing, yeah. Because obviously some people care, some people don't care, yeah. And I think the people that don't care, yeah, want to enjoy Breezy in peace without hearing
with no convictions.
Yeah, no convictions about hearing everybody else talk nonsense. And I think that's what it really is. It's just selfish, each to their own. Because some people really care about it, and if you want to cancel him, you don't cancel him, don't play him, whatever. What I'm saying is, allow me though.
Like, I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't want to do this word and road again. I'm done.
Sorry.
To be fair.
But I'll end on that. Like, I think that, again, people's commitment to this accountability thing is weird. And like, it's damn near like how people were debating over the stupid ass vaccines shit. Like, if you don't want to get it, okay, don't get it in peace. Nobody's begging you to do daily monologue on why you don't align with this person. It's honestly not by force.
Yeah.
If you want to listen to Chris Brown and you want to support Chris Brown, that is fine. But the fact that everything this man does is a call to write a think piece in his comment section, that on the page that you follow, you brought yourself there.
That's the maddest thing.
Weird.
That's the maddest one for me.
A spade. Truly. Anyway,
that's crazy, man.
If we're not ready, it's not.
Thanks, Stacey, girl.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Bye. Do you know, I love when Americans say, I swear to God. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. So the last one is, when I tell you this weekend has been just too much, way too much. So basically, there's a lady who's come forward and says that she believes she might be Madeleine McCann. Hear me out. Mm-hmm. Mark, I think she might be. I don't laugh like it's a worker joke. You might get up a bit too hard. You must go on here. Let me tell you why.
Did she say she'll do a DNA test?
Yes. So basically, she actually came out begging for a DNA test. She's like, do you know what? Like, she's like, I'm not saying I'm her for definite, but let me at least get a DNA test. So firstly, I don't feel like the people that she lives with are her biological parents. How she knew, what made her want to get a DNA test, see if she is Madeleine, is because she saw a picture, she saw like the case or whatever, and the man that's in the picture, one of the prime suspects or whatever, trigger warning, so sorry, trigger warning. She recognizes him as someone who abused her. So she's like, this person looks familiar. So she was like, I'm not saying I'm the girl. She's like, I don't want clout. All I'm saying is that I don't remember like anything from my childhood at all. Not a damn thing, right? I've asked my birth mom, and she actually showed pictures, screenshots. She asked the woman, not her birth mom, said the woman who's raised her as a mother, she's asked her for childhood pictures, like when I was a baby, hospital, and the woman has nothing. So she was like, I'm not saying I'm Madeleine, but I feel like I could, because again, I recognize this man that was a prime suspect as someone who did abuse me. So she's like, I just want to get a DNA test. That's it. But she was like, even that DNA test will probably help her in her pursuit anyway to find out where she's really from.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, give the woman a DNA test. And then she's got a dimple, but people have dimples in it. So I won't really go with that. Even though dimples can be genetic, but whatever in it. But you know, Madeleine had this something in her eye. The girl's got it. She's actually got it. So I'm not mad at her. If you guys want to check out her page is I am Madeleine McCann.
No, it's not.
No, it is. That's
What?
not her page, yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
What, on Instagram?
Yes.
Let me see.
It's I am Madeleine. Yep. Let me even follow her so I can keep up
How
with
many
this
followers
news.
she got?
She's got 598,000 followers.
Oh, she got.
When the
Serious?
time I saw this last week, she had like 10K.
Who else is missing? That
Oh, it's a new page.
How old is she?
She is I'm not sure, Brent.
21.
She's 21, yeah.
Is she the right age?
I'll be honest, she looks like Madeleine, you know.
I think she does.
She looks like Madeleine grown up.
Let me see how old Madeleine McCann is supposed to be. No, hold up.
Because honestly, yeah, I just think there's no harm. And also
19.
sorry?
Madeleine's supposed to be 19 now.
Okay, well the girl's 19 then. I didn't say 21.
No.
You guys can't put that one on me to say today.
I read it. 21.
Yeah, I don't know how old this girl says she is, but
But then again, she could have been told she's 21. Because she don't even remember.
that's true
her
as well,
opinion.
actually, yeah. Because someone was like, "Oh, show your passport then," and someone was like, "Don't be stupid. He's not going to say Madeleine McCann, is it?" We're dumb. People are so dumb. But personally, I feel like this girl could be Madeleine. And if you see like the computer-generated pictures of what Madeleine would look like, she looks like them. I just think there's no harm. 'Cause obviously, people have the suspicions that the parents have something to do with the kidnapping it, and I just think that Jerry and whoever the woman's name is, yeah, for people who've been hurting for so many years, I feel like they should jump at the opportunity of doing a DNA test just to see. You don't know. You don't know what you don't know. As Marks always says, you don't know what you don't know.
So if she is, then like a lot of people owe the parents an apology, innit?
Yep. They did a tour though. They really did a lot.
Yeah, but like a lot of people feel like the parents killed. You know what I'm saying? Madeleine McCann. So I don't know, man.
I don't know, but I just think there's no harm in checking and in just looking. And I think because basically the woman who raised her as well was sending her like threatening messages saying, if you don't take this down, we're gonna disown you. What are you doing? What do you think this is? You're just out here trying to do this. And she's even like willing now to step away from that family that raised her. If like, do you know what I mean? I personally don't think this is someone doing it for clout. I don't think she's doing it for clout. I don't think she's doing it for clout. I don't think she's doing it just for nothing's sake. I feel like there is, because whatever the situation is, I do believe this girl is a victim of some form of kidnap or trafficking.
That's Maddie.
And
Sorry.
You believe it?
That's Maddie.
I actually believe it.
No, but Brent,
I can tell white people. I
Okay,
can tell.
you know I was gonna take it seriously.
That is Maddie.
Don't
I
piss
was
me off.
literally about to say,
Don't
are you
piss me
being
off.
serious?
Yeah, like
No, are you being
I
serious?
can
No.
pick them up.
first of all, don't call her Maddie like that's your child.
That is Maddie.
Don't no.
I was really connected to the whole
Okay,
story.
okay, all right.
That's definitely Maddie.
I just think this girl for definite, well, not for definite. She said she has been a victim of abuse, right? But also, I feel like she's probably been a victim of kidnap or some kind of trafficking.
yeah.
So we don't know what this could lead to.
Yeah.
Give my girl a flipping DNA test, man. And that's all she's asking for. I think she's ordered one now.
She's ordered one now, yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be updated and we'll find out. But imagine, that's so nuts.
This year is going to be imagine it. If Madeleine McCann is
if Madeleine McCann is found
in this 2023, this year is something.
We'll have to call it the Maddie year, you know.
It has to be Maddie year. I'm happy to do that.
The Maddie year.
I'm happy to do that.
Because damn.
If she is found, do you know how mad that will be?
Literally.
That'd be mad.
I think that'll need to be in Uncle Murder's 2023 wrap up, man.
Dumb. But personally, I think it's just worth doing a DNA testing. I'm not saying she is. I mean, I do think she is, but before you guys come and start asking for accountability when it's found that she's not, because you'll love that. I just think that she should just do the DNA. Jerry and whatever the woman's name is, you'll submit yours, and let's just see.
Yeah.
Because the fact that they have no pictures of when she was a baby for her to actually give her and be
suspect, yeah.
It's all suspect.
Like, where did you come from?
And they're threatening her, like, take it down, or this is this, like, we're never going to speak to you again. But, like, just threatening her for wanting answers to her origin. It's wild. And then she says when she asks questions, she never met with anything.
Wow. They're
suspicious. So I do feel like, even if that's not her parents, I feel like maybe hopefully this will draw her closer to something.
Yeah.
Because that must be horrible. It must be very horrible. But yeah, man, free up Maddie. If that is Maddie. Give up. And I'm following her now anyway. I'll give you guys the updates if there are any updates. But
so if the parents don't like come in front of the cameras and start piping up, would you guys be like suspect?
What do you mean? I already suspect them.
What do you mean? What parents? Who? Maddie's parents or
Maddie's parents?
Oh, if they don't come forward and do what?
Why haven't we heard from them already?
Yeah.
Or what are they looking for this time?
Ain't they made loads of money from this whole thing anyway?
Yeah. And people always say that they have something to do with them, because how can you leave your kids unattended like that?
Yeah, that one's.
And when they're 2 kids, anyway, there was a whole thing about the whole situation anyway. But if they don't come forward, because as someone who, if I was missing a child, I'd do it.
Imagine
if my child was white and you black and you come forward, I'd do one too, just in case.
Imagine the stories like they sold her or something because they were in debt, or do you know what I mean? Imagine it being that mad story where, because there was 2 kids, right?
Yeah.
They took
Maddie.
Imagine that coming out like, oh.
Even if I kidnap her, I would have thought that's your best situation. You go in for 1, you get 2. It's mad. It's interesting. But imagine, like, it's mad. Imagine the real parent, the parents that raised her get arrested, and they come clean and be like, well, you know what? This is the receipts. This is what they did. As in, this is what the biological parents did.
Crazy.
Mad.
Crazy.
But yeah, man, I think they should just do the DNA test and let's just see what happens. I love a conspiracy anyway. I love a conspiracy.
At the expense of somebody else's life.
No, obviously all the best parties involved. What can I do about that? I can't avoid that.
No, fair enough.
But, if the story's going, I'll tune in.
Okay.
I'll keep you guys updated on the whole Maddie situation, and let's get into People's Journal.
All right, people. Welcome to the People's Journal. I give you the news from an economics point of view. Just wanted to speak about the strikes again. Today, like I mentioned on Friday, ambulance staff in the United Union in Wales and several parts of England are going to be striking today. The strikes affect the non-life-threatening calls, so people are advised to still use 999 if there is an emergency, things of that nature. Also, Border Force are going to be striking. That's the staff at the port of Calais, Dunkirk, and all them type of places, where the ports are, basically. The strikes are only going to be affecting international inbound travel to the UK only, and it's due to end around 7 o'clock. So that's the Border Force. And I think Border Force, it's the last day of their 4-day strike, if I'm not mistaken. Tomorrow, teachers in Northern Ireland are going to be doing a half-day strike. That's the only thing really that's happening tomorrow. So I don't want to say it's not impactful, but obviously it's a half-day strike.
Half day?
Yeah.
And they're not committed to this.
Well, we'll see what happens. And ambulance staff are going to be striking again on the 22nd, which is the Wednesday, the Thursday, and also the Friday. So yeah, that's it for the strikes. But I'm going to probably reiterate that tomorrow. Did you guys hear about Instagram and Facebook doing the whole verification?
And metaverse.
They're really trying to make money out of us. It's mad.
What people can pay to get verified?
Yes.
Yeah, but then there you go.
Yeah, so basically it's going to be if you're using the online web thing, Meta have pretty much said it's going to cost $11.99 a month.
Even more than Netflix.
Can you imagine?
No, that for me is imposter syndrome. They must be crying.
To be quite candid, to be frank.
And for iPhone users, it's going to be $14.99.
to be verified?
14
$14.99 a month. Yeah.
in this because he lives.
Yeah.
Can I just say,
What are
yeah,
the benefits?
I understand. Do you know
You
what?
gotta come with free money. You gotta come back with £10.99 back to my account.
Well, I'll tell you some of the benefits. Obviously, as you guys know, you get the blue badge thing in it, right? Or blue ticks, right?
That's what will take me to heaven.
Apparently, it's going to give you increased visibility of their posts as well. You're going to get protection from impersonators and easier access to customer service. That's what Meta
Customer
said.
service.
Yeah, that's what Meta have said on their website.
Do you know what they're gonna do? Everyone who doesn't pay for it now, your content's gonna be shadow banned.
Do you know how sad
People are
that
gonna,
is?
yeah, everyone's gonna be forced to do that.
What are they going to do with the people who already have the ticks?
I think that's...
Do they qualify for all of those perks, or is that different?
Isn't that the same thing that we
gonna
get
have to
now
pay-
anyway?
No, but
I think so.
I feel like it's gonna come to a point where they have to, because Elon said it when he doing the whole Twitter thing, and he said people that already have ticks, they're gonna have to pay to keep the ticks, basically.
Banter.
I think, but you know, he talks a lot though. He said a lot. He introduced something else this weekend. I
But
said,
do you know what I don't understand though? Isn't the whole actually never mind. I agree with you in the sense where it's gonna give a lot of imposter syndrome. Do you know what it is though? I feel like with blue ticks and stuff, yeah, people see it as like a status thing.
Are you blue
So-
ticked?
Yeah,
I was gonna say that'd be rude if you're not.
but I don't. And a lot of people see it as like a status symbol, but I don't really care. Like,
Because you got one.
That's good, you got one, yeah.
I don't know how.
my doggy.
Oh gosh, I'm sickened.
Power couple, you get me?
Come on, they're not ready.
You actually
Hey, Mark,
in
you
your
might-
black and lilac.
We might have to give them what they want, man.
Boy,
We might have to.
my DMs keep coming any like more than this, then it's gonna have to get done.
This is what I'm
Give
saying.
people what they want.
Give the people what they
Just
want.
can you just give me the exclusive?
Man said, Brent said, yeah, not on my watch.
No, you got mad. Brent, you got mad. I said to them, I was gonna say I can talk about Weather Road.
Oh, I'm done with the exclusive. Please, you call HR.
Listen.
You call HR.
No, I will call HR. It's just when you guys make me uncomfortable, I call HR.
So done.
I'm here. Listen, I'm ready to do mum and dad. You guys already know where I stand.
How do you not know we're not doing Mum and Dad already? And we just
No, but I want to be able to call you mum and dad and know that it's not just me saying it as banter. Like I want it to come from a real place when I say it.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
that's so cute.
It's all right. As your adopted child, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well,
Brent must buy all of us.
Hey, Brent is like, we're gonna have to have words.
Let's have words, a meeting.
Brent, are you okay there? Oh wow, even the head check. Okay.
also, what I was going to say is, to kind of answer your question, the company pretty much told the BBC, because I was chatting to them, right, that previously verified accounts will not be affected. They noted there would be an increase in visibility for some smaller users who have become verified thanks to the paid feature. But if you already got it, like yourselves, then it doesn't really affect that.
That is annoying. Like people that
AF.
no people that like atting me and stuff and all that. Yeah, and I'm seeing like blue ticks and that. I'm like,
yeah.
who's this person? Like, and then I'm looking.
It's someone who don't one follower.
Yeah, nobody.
You're gonna get excited like that.
You
Someone
pay for this shit.
No
literally
profile
sliding
picture,
in
no
your DM.
nothing.
I want to block you.
It's a catfish.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Can you
But
imagine
then, can I have a
catfishes?
question? Can I ask a question though? Yeah, is there a requirement to get? So obviously for people who have got blue tick already, there's obviously a requirement. That's why not everyone has it, right? So even now, if you're coming to pay for it, is there still like a entry level requirement? Because
No, you can just pay,
It's
but you
one
can
and
tell
all.
the difference, innit? So if
so
you
it's gonna be a
Yeah.
different color blue.
no,
No, it's
they're
still
the same
blue.
blue, but you can click and check.
Yeah.
So you can check.
basically,
It says that this person's been verified officially by Twitter, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Or it says this person's
Paid for
signed up to Twitter
Oh
Blue.
really?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh
that's
okay.
good.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so let you know that it's a subscription. That's always. Sorry, I know. Obviously, there's an ick list. Yeah,
That's an ick.
that's on the
Oh,
ick
I'm
list.
not gonna lie. If you,
That's on the.
if
that's
you're a
an
guy,
ick.
do you know what though? No.
Oh,
Let me-
honey.
no. Okay, the reason. Okay, I understand. Yeah, I understand. Like the business. Why have you even
Exactly.
turned to look at me? But for me,
Like
yeah,
you didn't change your body.
no, literally. Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I understand if there is a purpose behind what you're doing. If it's for a bigger goal.
Yes.
If it's for more visibility because you
business
have a
page.
business.
Yeah.
You have a brand. You've got something that you
Yeah.
you need
To push.
to push.
Yes.
For visibility. Yeah. I understand. I will remove the ick. I will remove it and I'll give you grace.
Yes.
Yeah. Because
Not
it's
even
for,
just visibility. Sorry to cut you. Yeah, there's people out there. Yeah, that are certified. but they're not certified. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but
there's people with big platforms, big numbers and that, but they're not certified.
Yeah.
But we all know who they are. You get what I'm trying to say? For whatever reason, they ain't got their verification. If they done it,
That's an ick.
No, but if they done it, I kind of wouldn't if it was already on a big thing for someone that I knew and they done it, I kind of wouldn't mind too much. It's people with like 50 followers and that doing it.
It's not even 50. I
just don't understand what you're doing.
If you're just a regular schmegular person,
Even so, yeah.
and like
that's my ick.
And you just want it for clout. Like that's where it's
Like,
icky
what- like,
because
what's
it's
the
like
need-
what
There's
you
no
gonna do?
clout anymore. What's it cost? $8.99?
14 apparently for your iPhone.
14.
Yeah.
Okay, what to do?
I'll
That's
be
not
honest,
clout.
No, but like to be
14
like
quid.
No, to slide in someone's DMs and
Like,
do you know what I
like,
mean?
what-
Like,
Yeah, it's not
what
going to
is
work
the
like
thought
that no more, though,
process?
innit? Because now a woman knows you could just pay for it. Like it's not
I'll
going
be
to
honest
work.
with you,
No, but for example, yeah, if you have a blue tick, yeah, and I don't follow you and you DM me, because I'm sure that
It
like
stands out.
you can see it.
I think so. Yeah, it
Right,
should be.
so it allows. I guess it gives you like access.
Yeah.
I feel like it gives you access and like a fast track.
Yeah.
So if you're a regular person and now you're gonna have access to be slipping and sliding everywhere, even if people know that it hasn't been paid, it's,
Slinging your blue
you're-
tick.
Do you know what I mean? It's annoying, man. Oi, guys, I hate it here, man. Like I actually I hate the state of the world. I will never lie to you. I actually hate the state of the world.
It's an ick because some people I'm seeing you're not promoting anything. There's no brand. There's nothing. You just want to talk about how much you hate Chris Brown. Like I don't care. You're your blue tick and go away. I'll be honest. I feel like if you are someone with a platform, everyone knows who you are already and blah blah. And you should be verified. You're not verified. I can't lie and say that I will not. I still don't feel a little bit icky that you because we know who like the work speaks for itself. You don't have to go after the certificate. You're already certified. So I think going after the blue tick, it's like, what do you want? Like, no, like let them give it to you. And if they don't give it to you, that's fine because we still all follow you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But that ick list has been updated. Blue ticks is now on there.
Well, remember when this first came out about Twitter doing it, there were some issues at first, right? Because what happened was people started impersonating bigger brands and celebrities. Because they paid for the actual thing, innit?
Yeah.
So obviously I think they've ironed it out, right? But basically Meta's basically saying because of that, I think anyway, that Instagram and Facebook usernames will have to match a government supplied ID document. So,
Your government ID.
Yes.
Look at this. In
So the Instagram name's got to be a real name.
the world is ending.
If you're paying for it.
Long.
I'm gonna put my full government name on there.
It's childish.
Yeah, it needs to
Childish.
match, man.
Yeah, so we safe.
And you need to have you need to have a profile picture that includes your face.
Your face.
Oh, don't be silly. Do you know what I think this is? Yeah. You know, I love a conspiracy.
Sorry to do that, dog. They should. All social media should be.
Should have that.
Should be. See, you have verification. Like, you have to sign up and put your thing on it.
You think?
Your address and your details to have Twitter.
That's
Facebook.
what I was about to say.
All of it should.
I was about to say I'm anti that because for me, I feel like it's some kind of conspiracy and they kind of control us.
There's these dumb trolls.
trolling, yeah.
There's these dumb trolls. These people that think they can just say what they want and then because underneath
That's
is
true,
on somebody
actually.
else's picture and
Consequences.
nope. If you sign up to this, it needs to be authentic verification ID. So if you done anything or said anything, we can come and find you right now.
As long as not right now.
Postcode, address, yes, all of it.
As long as that never gets leaked, I'm good with that. Because whenever I think about putting like stuff like that out there, I only ever think of if there's a leak. That's my situation.
Okay.
If that never gets leaked, that'll be good. Because boy,
I think I'm gonna make that a topic of the day.
I think you
Need
should.
to hit it from another angle as well.
I think you should, King.
All right.
Take notes.
The other thing I want to talk about is apparently a lot of these specialist schools. What's the thing you Brent? SEN? Sen?
Yeah, SN.
Yeah.
Special
Apparently-
education needs.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much. And disabilities, they've been oversubscribed. Yeah. What that means is pretty much that apparently half of the state-funded schools in England, right, have had to convert portable cabins and even cupboards, right, into teaching spaces.
What's a cabin?
So like your
The bookshelf.
like a
A
shed
porta
or something
cabin.
outside.
Was this? Did you say a porta cabin?
Like a shed?
Portable cabin.
Oh, portable cabin.
Oh,
Like one of them, something you'd use for something else.
in this winter.
Yeah, there's no space.
Damn.
That's what they're saying, man. And even cupboards, you know, they've had to change it up. And let me even show you.
So educationally, as a nation, we're down bad, but they're sending money and wanting to do wars every other day. That's great.
This is
Fantastic
it, man.
leadership, guys.
Yeah, man. Apparently, the Department for Education is saying they're going to be spending £2.6 billion on new places and stuff like this. So obviously, the parents are saying we can't wait for these places because say the wait for these places means that children are missing out on their education and stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? So in the meantime, this is what the schools have had to resort to, unfortunately. And the last thing I want to talk about is Shell, an energy trader, Vitol, yeah, they've been accused of prolonging the war in Ukraine, you know, because they've been exploiting a loophole in the EU sanctions and all that type of stuff, right? And what they've been accused of is, because obviously, you know, the sanctions in Russia, Russia is preventing everyone from buying certain things from Russia.
Yeah.
But what's happening is, apparently, refineries in India and Turkey have been increasing their imports from Russia. And Shell has been going to Turkey and India and getting certain products, you know what I'm saying, oil-based products, right? And obviously selling it that way. You know what I'm saying? Now, they're saying there's no real evidence, but if you use common sense and connect the dots, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Because prior to this, India's, the oil that was imported from Russia by India and Turkey wasn't as high as it is. You know what I'm saying? The demand has gone up and Shell's money has been going up. And so, yeah, in a roundabout way, I've really oversimplified it here, but pretty much they're being accused of basically prolonging the war. Because obviously, if no one's buying from Russia,
Yeah.
where's the money to finance this war? So,
I can't, that's still going on, you know. Do you reckon that's really going to lead to like a World War III?
you never know. It's like I was saying in the first headline. The US believe that China are going to start supplying Russia with arms.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's bad. Because some man I saw on Chris Brown posted it. But because he's really got obsession with like UFOs, Chris Brown, rightly so, I guess, because he was basically saying that this UFO stuff is distracting us from what's like really going on. And he posted this video of this man, this white man, and he was saying, and he like one that lives in the country, saying they be knowing things, they really be knowing things. And he was saying, American man, by the way, but he was basically saying that this whole UFO stuff is distracting from what's going on. He brought up like 3 points, but he said basically we're about to have a third world war, and he brought up 2 other things that are very important. But I can't remember now. But it's stuff that's going on that there should be like a lot of light shed on at the moment, but it isn't.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna dive into the TikTok conspiracy TikTok. Must be lit over there.
Right, they're enjoying life, man.
I'm gonna
The banking system's gonna be upturned very quickly, very soon.
The what?
The banking system's gonna crash very soon. This is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you'll see.
How can you see it? Like it's that.
No, I thought I shared the video, but I didn't.
No, you didn't.
I said I was going to share it in the community, but I forgot to do it. But never mind.
At least there's evidence of this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much for the People's Journal.
Thank you very much. Headlines. Let's get into it.
Do it. All right, so the first headline here, this is some sad news. Pretty sure most people heard about this.
This broke my heart. Man.
No,
Yeah,
it's proper
man.
sad, man.
Very sad.
Yeah, man. And the body, trigger warning here, the body of footballer Christian Atsu, who died after an earthquake hit Turkey 2 weeks ago, has been returned. What they found of the body, found him, and now they've returned him to his native country, Ghana. The flight landed in Accra late yesterday, and his coffin was carried away by members of Ghana's armed forces. Atsu was found dead on Saturday under his home in southern Turkey. He had been playing for the Hatayspor club. The Ghana international was 31 years old, imagine, and he played 65 times for his country. He helped his side reach the 2015 African Cup Nations final as well. He's also played for Everton, Chelsea, and Newcastle as well. And the Turkish top-flight club, Hatayspor, the team they play for, they tweeted, "There are no words to describe our sadness. We will not forget you, Atsu. Peace be upon you, beautiful person." In the aftermath of the quake as well, the same team initially reported that he had been rescued with injuries, but a day later, that position changed when his agent came out and also took to Twitter and said, "It is with the heaviest of hearts that I have to announce to all well-wishers that sadly, Christian Atsu's body was recovered this morning. My deepest condolences go to his family and loved ones. I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone for their prayers and support." Speaking at the Kotoka airport in the capital Accra, Ghana's Vice President, Mahamadou Bawumia, said, we hoped against hope. Every day that passed, we prayed and prayed. But alas, when he was found, he was no more.
That's really sad, you know.
Yeah, man. He also added that the late footballer was very much loved and would be sorely missed. He said it's a painful loss, a very painful one. And he promised that he will be given a befitting burial.
That's horrible, man.
Yeah, man. 100%. Next headline, also trigger warning as well. You probably heard about this same thing as well. You know the yes,
No way.
Yeah, police searching for missing Nicola Bulley have found the body in the river. Yeah, man. The mother of two disappeared during a riverside dog walk in St Michael's on Wye in Lancashire 3 weeks ago, which sparked a major search operation. Lancashire police said that they sadly recovered the body after they were called to the River Wye near Ratcliffe Road at 11:35 Sunday morning. A statement said that formal identification had not been carried out, so we are unable to say if it was Miss Bulley. I mean, that's at the time, obviously been confirmed now. The death was currently being treated as unexplained. Nicola's family have also been informed of developments, and our thoughts are with them at this most difficult of times. We ask that their privacy is respected. That's what Lancashire Police said. The Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, described the developments as heartbreaking and distressing. She tweeted that my thoughts remain with Nicola's family at this extremely difficult time. For those unaware, Miss Bulley, who worked as a mortgage advisor, was last seen walking her Springer Spaniel Willow after dropping off her two daughters, aged 6 and 9. Yeah, man, at school on the 27th of January. A dog was found shortly after, along with her phone, which was still connected to a work conference call on a bench by a steep riverbank. Police said that they believed the 45-year-old had gone into the river and that her disappearance was not suspicious. And the last headline, this was a bit of a mad one. Basically, police have come out and said that a suspicious object found during a security alert in Londonderry was an explosive. So the alert began with a gang of masked men armed with weapons trying to take a delivery driver's car at Hollymount Park in the city on Friday night. The explosive was found several hours later close to a sports pitch on Corrodi Road where children were playing football. Detectives believe the gang went there after threatening the delivery driver. The men have been armed with knives and a gun. Since then, 4 men have been arrested. Chief Superintendent Nigel Goddard said that the explosive device had been recklessly left in a public area. The police commander for Derry City and Strabane also said that it was just meters away from houses and the sports area where a number of children were playing football. Army bomb experts had taken the explosive away for a forensic examination, and police have searched houses in the area and several items have been seized. Cordons remain in place on Sunday as officers continued their investigation. And that's pretty much it for the headlines, man.
All right, thank you very much. Let's get into the reaction.
Welcome to the reaction, people. Get into the black pages. What happened on the weekend? Arsenal. Oh my God, my shit's gonna cut out. This is fucked up.
Can I use mine?
Potentially.
Here you go,
Yeah, potentially.
Arsenal keeping their title hopes alive by the skin of their teeth. Brent, do you remember me telling you Villa Park away? That was trying to kick off. Do you remember me telling you? So it's not going to be a walk in the park. It's potential for banana skins and that.
Yeah.
Do you see where I was coming from?
Yeah. But I'm more interested in you guys being in the race now, to be honest.
How are we in the race?
You guys are playing fine football.
No, stop doing this. Stop trying to deflect here.
Very fine football.
Jorginho's goal.
Wasn't really his.
Huh?
It wasn't really his. It was
I mean, he done 90% of the work. He done 90% of the work.
95.
95% of the work. At the time when he needed it, the composure to keep a cool head. Before that, he was probably your best player on the pitch.
You know what I find crazy though?
What?
At halftime, people were basically saying Arsenal were finished, right? When I say people, I'm talking about Arsenal fans that I'm watching on the timeline. And then when it is we won, they're now saying we're going to win the league.
That's what Arsenal fans do.
The craziness.
That's what Arsenal fans do.
I don't understand.
Yeah, it's just that's why they're
Explain
annoying.
it to me, please.
I can't. I'm not Arsenal.
No, but you've heard and seen this more than me, right? I'm not understanding the delusion. Like, how is it flipping like that so quickly?
Arsenal fans are crazy. Like, just the gore. Like, Arsenal fans are different, man. I'll be honest with you, and that's why like our relationship's so contentious. You get me? Because Arsenal fans are absolutely crazy.
And have you met more mad in the head Arsenal fans than you've met level-headed ones? Is that why you say what you're saying? Arsenal fans are deluded.
I don't want to say mad. It's not like mad in the head, but they just carry themselves in a certain way. There's a certain aura. There's a certain mindset to the Arsenal fan that they all have. They could not even know each other. They could never have met each other a day in their life. You know what I'm trying to say? And there's just something about Arsenal.
What's that
man.
down to? What do you think? Is it just a black one you're talking about?
Being London's club, maybe. Maybe because they're London's club and everybody thinks that London's the most important thing in the country. So then they think they're the most important thing in the country. Delusions of grandeur and stuff like that. Maybe it's that, when I think about it, maybe that's what it's down to. The connection that the Arsenal fans have with the club is also different. Like Arsenal fans are just different, man. I don't know what's wrong with them. They're sick in their head.
How does it feel like living in London and supporting a team outside of London?
I don't know. Must feel the same as supporting a team in the same city.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. The proximity doesn't...
But you wouldn't know.
Again, I don't know. The proximity doesn't do anything for me with the distance.
Evidently.
Distance makes the heart grow fonder. What's they say?
I like that.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah. So I wouldn't know. But Arsenal done well. What was that? 3-2?
4.
Oh, yeah, 4, innit? Yeah, it was 4. I knew they would win. If you don't watch me tweet, my colour commentary is sensational. You can earn money off me as well because I give out good advice and good tips and all that as well. I told everybody 2 goals is not enough for Villa to do this. I watched the game play out. They scored them too quick, firstly. They scored the goals way too fast. And they just never had control over the game. And I said, 2 goals is not enough. And my friend was saying, nah, but I think it's still enough to make them drop points. And I'm saying, bro, before the kickoff, I was hoping this was going to happen. As I'm watching this game play out, I don't see it. I'm not even saying, even if it's not deserved or whatever, but I see Arsenal coming away from here with all the 3 points. And lo and behold, that they did. In avenues, Graham Potter really wants to get sacked, innit? He is dying for it. Like, he's absolutely going for it. I was thinking, like, you know what? He maybe might be able to see it out to the end of the season and just let them recalibrate and that. But it's like, fucking hell, you're making this tough, man.
I think they will stick with him because...
Brent, how many more losses has he got then? Just like, yeah, all right, cool. Even if the end result, yeah, is terrible, yeah, but over the course of the season, it's peaks and troughs and all that, then I can see where you're saying they hold it, yeah? This run of results is crazy. How many more? In his next 5, how many wins does he need out of his next 5? Because if he gets... Do you need my key? No. Oh. If he loses 3 out of his next 5, he has to be done. And I haven't even seen the fixtures to know who you are playing, to know whether it's feasible or not, yeah? But I'm just saying, like, you'd expect them to try and see it out, whatnot. If he loses 3 out of the next 5, he can't be there. It's impossible. He can't be there.
Okay, what are they in fear of missing out on?
There's nothing to miss out on that, but it's just, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But things are just going to go from bad to worse, and it's just like, is he the one to lead them forward?
Do you think he is?
He can't buy a goal. I don't know because I didn't know who. You know, who it looks like they need to go and buy. The Brighton manager. It looks like they need to go get the Brighton manager.
Okay,
that's wild, bro. The guy just scores goals, even though they lost to Fulham on the weekend, which was surprising. But Chelsea can't buy a goal, and that was Brighton's problem when Potter was there as well. They play good football. Scoring's not a good thing for them. You know what I'm trying to say?
Do you think that was kind of like bad luck? Because they could have scored 4. Did you watch it?
Who?
Chelsea game.
I watched it. No, I didn't watch it. I saw highlights. I saw Sterling. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I hear what you're saying. So if you watch the game, you can look at it and say, okay, cool. Let me just, as an isolated incidents, they should have won. They created the chances. They boom. All right, fine. When you put it into a run of all the games that's going on, yeah, and then the effect that this must have, what it has on the fans, what it's having in the training ground, boom, 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 boom. And then if you don't get a next result, then it's like, all that stuff counts for nothing. With all them bad results beforehand, that performance, you can't take nothing from that. Oh yeah, they could have scored, but they didn't. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. They didn't. You know what I'm trying to say? What are you going to do again next week again? Have more opportunities and shoulda, coulda, woulda done it again, but then lose again. It doesn't. At some point, you got to like. Do you get what I mean? Speaking to what you said about what have they got to lose, I kind of hear that. So maybe if they're strong and they got some resolve, then they can say, you know what? It's gone bad and it's bad and gone bad already. You get what I'm trying to say?
And it's possible that they don't respect the manager.
Do you reckon?
Maybe they don't want to work for him.
Who the players?
Maybe they don't rate him.
I don't know. There's too many.
Be a dope manager,
there's bare new ones that just come in, so that shouldn't even be the mindset.
But this could be the thing.
No. I don't think it's that.
Maybe he doesn't have that particular like prowess to basically.
He might have the character.
Things.
I don't know. It's something to keep an eye on, though. Because you'd probably find me here saying that, yeah, he'll be there to the end of the season and sort it out. But these results can't keep piling up. They can't. They can't. So I don't know. Something's gonna have to get looked at. Spurs beat West Ham 2-0. I had no clue West Ham was doing so bad in the relegation zone. I'm sure if they win and Leicester lose, it might take them a point behind them or something like that. So there's still hope. But I didn't know they was doing this bad. They need to pull their finger out, boy. They need to pull their finger out. And then City drop points. City drop points. Users must have been loving that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't too much. I need them to keep the pressure on you.
Why?
To keep you true, to keep you honest.
Oh, okay. Not for anything to do with United's title run.
We're not in a title run. Quads on though. Quads on. That's all I'll say. But yeah, City dropped points at Forest. Forest are doing well, man. That manager, I thought he was going to get sacked. They bought like 20-something players, spent all that money, couldn't get it together. I was watching him work it out on the fly, and I was thinking, oh, this ain't going to work. Steve Coppell, was it? Steve? I can't remember. But he's got it together, man. Where are they, like 13th or 14th or something like that? Not bad at all. Forest are not there. Forest have got it together, man. So fair play to him, man. Hats off to him. Everton beat Leeds at relegation clash. Terrible result. Bournemouth got a result as well. That was mad. Newcastle got thumped 2-0 by Liverpool. Great result for Manchester United because Nick Pope got sent off. So he misses the Carabao Cup final. And their backup goalkeeper has played in the Carabao Cup for Manchester United this season, so he can't play. So they're going to go with third or fourth choice goalkeeper. Karius or... Shit, who's that one? That's how bad it is. Couldn't remember his name. You get me? So hopefully we've got silverware forwarding this weekend. You know what I'm trying to say? That was dope. Nick Pope got sent off. Newcastle lost 2-0. And then obviously last but clearly not least, Manchester United beat Leicester 3-0. The boy Marcus Rashford can't stop, won't stop. He's clearly the best player in Europe right now. Like, bar none, like hands down. Not even Europe, sorry, I'm talking nonsense. He is the best player in the world.
Marcus, feeding the kids, Marcus.
I'm feeding these goddamn kids, Marcus.
I thought I used to hear negative things about his playing.
Oh, nope. And the one thing he hasn't stopped doing, feeding these kids, baby.
I love that. King.
He hasn't stopped.
King.
Fed them twice yesterday. Yeah.
You're pissing me off.
Got a brace.
Breakfast and lunch.
Yeah,
bitch.
breakfast and lunch. He fed them twice. He ain't stopped. The kid can't stop cooking. So happy for him. First half weren't the best performance in the world, but we got it together. We got the goals. It's looking good, man. Team's building, man. It's looking good, man. He might even have fixed Sancho. Sancho looked decent. I see him trying him out in a new role in the 10. Even Weghorst in the 10's looking all right. The team's just looking decent, man. Man United. Can we get some round of applause for Manchester United, man? Hey.
Yeah, do you know I was about to clap you? Then it's my own.
All right, that's enough. You get me? And obviously nothing ain't happened. But just for the steady progress that we're making, man. You get what I'm trying to say? Just for British football being back and us being at the helm. You get what I'm trying to say? Come on, man. You gotta be happy, man. You have to be happy. In other news, well, no, it's more of the same news. More news that's going to make you happy. The United bids, they're serious. They're serious. I think they're happening. You get me? Jimmy Ratcliffe. Wait, it says Sir Jim Ratcliffe has bid for 69% of Manchester United. So it's not 100% takeover. I'm scared because I can't remember what the company's called, Elliott or something, some US investment company. They've come and they've got involved and they're worth, I think their portfolio is like 45 billion or something like that. They got big bread. They want to invest, but they don't want to do the full takeover. But they want to invest in the club, players, development, boom, 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 boom. So they could do like a joint thing with someone or even with the existing owners. They'll be on taking a percentage and investing. With things like that coming out, it's a bit worrying because the Glazers might be on doing something like that.
Still involved, yeah.
Yeah, just staying on board and just and whatnot. And I just want to see them. I just want to see them gone now.
Ratcliffe 69% would take out the Glazers though.
Eventually, innit?
No, I think straight away because I think
That'll do a majority bid.
Yeah, that'll get rid.
Yeah, but then will they have to? But that would be they wouldn't need to do an aggressive takeover. If they took the 69, wouldn't they still keep their?
No, I think don't they own 69%?
Who?
The Glazers.
Don't they own all of it?
I thought it was 69%. You know, maybe you're right though. Because I interpret it as once they get the 69%, the Glazers out of there. So they were just doing enough to get the Glazers gone and to get the majority. That's what I thought it was.
Because I understand that logic innit? Because once you get to a certain percentage, you got the majority control of the company, innit?
Yeah.
That would feel like an aggressive takeover kind of thing. Like they're selling it. There's no need to do that. The other bids from Ben Jamin Hammond Sam Tani, he said he was 100% control. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So they're offering 100%. Like, so I don't think you'd have to go around it like that. I think it must be a thing where they'll be prepared to sell some of the company. And obviously, even if it's a controlling stake, they'll still have some, so then they're still entitled to some of the profits. No? Ain't that how it works?
That makes sense as well. But
I mean, I don't know. I'm just assuming.
Because in the article, it says 69% exactly how much is currently owned by the Glazers. The family would not be involved if Sir Jim Ratcliffe was to buy the club.
So that's a full. But I don't understand why they put that in. That's a full takeover anyway. Then that's 100% of their 69. So,
but then I think you don't tamper with the rest of the shareholders.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, I think so.
There's serious bids, man. In good news to the Qatar bid, there's no Saudi Arabia bid. You get me? So really and truly, obviously, there's a few. What?
Would you prefer Jimmy or
Qatar?
Yeah.
I want Qatar.
Okay, so no Jimmy.
No, I don't want Jimmy. I don't care about whether it stays in the north of England and the clubs in Manchester and it's English. Don't try and put on my heartstrings with all that nonsense. I don't give a shit about none of that.
You want to ridiculous money?
Yes.
He supports Man United though. Does that matter?
So does Jassim Ben Tanha. Are you crazy? What's man talking about? I want big bread, man. But we'll keep you up to date with that situation, how it's developing. It's still going to be a few months or not. But like all the stories coming out, I think Qatar are going to do this, man. They're talking so much smack, and they've got more money than sense. So there's no reason for it. There's no reason for it not to get done. You know what I'm trying to say? Even if I'm hearing stories about the Glazers are really trying to hold out for the 6 billion, I just think that would be stupid. I just think it's dumb, man. Take the 4.5 or the 5. The club doubled in value since, I think they just valued it at 3.7 billion or something like this. Yeah, it's just got valued because once they announced they were selling it, the stocks went up, share price doubled in it. And I don't know, not Forbes, I don't know who the people are, but I think they valued it the other day and it was 3.7 billion or something like this. Wow. Glazers are saying they're holding out for 6 billion. I just think that's double the price. I just think it's ridiculous. And you paid 700 million for it. If someone comes to you with 4.5 billion, how are you saying no? Are you an idiot? Like, are you stupid? But I think obviously because it's Manchester United, I think 5 should be the limit. Even for them, man, with all the money in the world, I don't like going over 5. I think it's crazy.
I think it's because they got a lot of debt as well. So
United,
yeah,
because the Qatar want to erase the debt.
This is it. So I think this is why the Glazers want so much because they want to see some of the profit.
Yeah,
they want to clear the debt, and they want their shareholders who loan them the money because remember their bid got financed.
Yeah,
and so they want to be able to pay them back and still see something for themselves. So I think that's why they want so much. Plus, you got to factor in the inflation as well. So some of that value is just being eroded. So I don't know. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
We'll see. But yeah, it's going to take a couple of months, man. We'll get it done, man. What else we got here? Boxing news. Do you want to take this, E-man? Because I know you're the boxing enthusiast.
Well, Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, man, apparently they've signed contracts.
Oh, it's happening, yeah?
Yeah, apparently, man, on the April 15th, which is basically...
Oh, that's pretty soon.
Yeah.
April 15th is soon.
Huh?
You say April 15th?
Yeah?
All right.
It's like a month in
That's around the corner.
Yeah. February's done. February's almost done.
February's done. Once we're in March, it's April.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. I said we're in March with Obvious.
But yeah, man. Like, I know it's one of those things where I think a lot of boxing fans didn't think this would happen so soon, innit? It might be because Tank's no longer under Mayweather Promotions. So obviously, he handles his own affairs, and that probably facilitated the whole deal like quicker and whatnot. But Yeah, man. If this is the case, it's gonna be a wonderful day, man, for boxing.
Is boxing a serious industry?
100%.
Because every report you give, there's always people didn't think it was gonna happen, but here we are. Y'all should be doing testimonies. Sound like pastors.
You're right.
The enemy thought it wouldn't happen, but guess what?
You're actually you're right, man. Because you know it is you've got promoters backing their fighters, right?
Yeah.
But they know that if their fighter loses, the value of that fight goes down. So you always get certain promoters thinking, should we put that fighter into this risky fight now? You know what I'm saying? And so,
or like train a bit more and then
you know what I'm saying? Or fight other people, make more money.
Okay,
why take such a risky fight so soon? You know what I'm saying? So
this
is why you get all this type of stuff happening. But Tank and Ryan Garcia, I won't say necessarily that Ryan Garcia is in his prime, or even Tank's in his prime, because they're both young. Tank's like 28 and Garcia's even younger. But like these are like some of the top names at that weight class, man. So it's gonna be a sick fight. But I think Tank gets him out of there, man. Tank is a serious guy.
He is, man. He's cold.
Serious guy. Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's definitely cold.
Yeah,
I
hopefully.
look forward to that one still.
Mm-hmm. And also, Lee Wood, he had a fight on the weekend against Mauricio Lara in Nottingham. But the guy lost, man. It was a sick fight as well, man. Sick fight. Both of them were talking before the fight about how they're going to knock out the other person, this, that, and the third. It's not going to go to 12 rounds. It didn't go 12 rounds, man. What round did he get him out of there? I think it was round 10 or something? I can't remember. But either way, it was a sick fight. Sick fight. I think Wood was ahead on the scorecards at that point. But yeah, watching the fight, you couldn't really tell where this was going to go. Especially if you look at Lee Wood's last fight against one Irish guy called Conlon. That Conlon guy's got a future. That guy's got some real boxing ability, but he lost obviously last minute. Like he dominated the fight against Wood, but then Wood hit him with a nice clean shot, and the guy went to sleep, man. And that was it. But now Conlon wants to fight potentially for the title. But again, Eddie Hearn's talking about activating this a rematch clause in this fight as well, because it was very close, and obviously Lee Wood is the actual champion as well. But yeah, man, it was a sick fight. Lara hit him with a nice left hook right in his jaw, clean. Guy went down, got up. But his corner said, nah, you've had enough. You've had enough. You need to relax. I want you to go back to your family, able to talk. So, yeah, man. So they stopped the fight. But yeah, it was sick. Okay. That's a bit of my shit, man.
All right, then. Let's get into our final segment of the day. Done out. So, today's done out here. You know what? This man's been through a lot. Actually, sorry. I don't think he's a man. I don't know. Let me check the story. Let me see what his pronouns are. Or his. How do you say that?
I think they're thems.
Let me check what them's pronouns are. But it might not be them. How do I say it before I know?
Their pronouns?
Yeah, their pronouns.
Oh, yeah, their.
Okay. Let me find out what their pronouns are. Oh my God, why wouldn't it?
I think his pronoun is them, you know. I think his pronouns. See.
Their pronoun is them. Come on.
So it's tough, Brent, man.
It's not.
It's not proper English.
You kind of answered it.
Yeah.
Their pronouns them, because they're they, and plural of they is there.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so
sounds about right.
Okay, I need to find his name because they changed their name to Tamit Legion. Wait, where's the last bit? Sorry. It used to be Richard Hernandez. 1 second. Tamit Legion Medusa. Brent, have you seen this? Have you seen this thing?
I'm gonna press it so that everyone can see it. I'm gonna pick it up so everyone can see it. Don't worry.
Yeah, but I don't want to. This man's been through a lot, you know. Do you know what led to his transformation? Basically, yeah, there's a guy, yeah, but he's not a man anymore. Yeah, he's a reptoid now. You get me? So he's living as a genderless reptoid. That used to be the artist formerly known as Richard Hernandez.
He's like a French teacher.
And this is him now. Look, Tamit.
Do you know what? He was actually good looking before. He was good looking as a French teacher. I don't know what he's doing there.
He wasn't a French teacher. He was
he looks like a French teacher.
It's like a monsieur.
Oh no, he was a high-powered businessman. He was a VP.
He looks like an evil witch from Disney in that. He was in my eyesight.
Yeah.
He was a
He's giving Ursula the CVH.
Yeah.
He was a vice president of a top bank. What he wants to know, he wants you lot to know, that because obviously he's a modified person. So a modified person, he's not a man, he's not a woman, he's a reptile, he's a modified person.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah. And he wants to know, that modified people, are just as intelligent, you get me, kind and loving as anybody else.
Yeah, because they're humans.
Yeah, no, but he's saying that you're acting like because he's modified, he's stupid. He's saying you don't think just because I cut my ears off.
Cut his ears off?
Yeah, look, he's got
he ain't got no ears.
I just thought he would. I thought it was
just his ears as well, you know.
He cut his ears off. He split his tongue. He's put loads of horns in him. He's got bare tattoos.
I can't believe this what he looks like.
He's also got more things.
That's why you don't believe in the devil. Oh my gosh.
He's going to remove his teeth. He's going to remove his penis. He's going to get more tattoos, and I think he's going to get more horn implants.
Can you hear?
I think
he can.
so.
It's
Yeah,
just
because the
lobes.
eardrums are inside the ear,
Yeah,
just the lobes that he cut off. You get me?
It's making my stomach turn.
No, but he just wants you to know that like modified people ain't stupid.
So why did he decide to get modified?
He is stupid. He's the most stupid of all of them.
Well, trigger warning. He got modified. He got modified because he went through some stuff. So he's got a history of child abuse and self-harm and stuff like that. You know what I'm trying to say? He's been struggling with living as a boy from the age of 11. And
He wanted to live as a reptile instead.
Well, he didn't want to live as a reptile. What happened was, he got diagnosed with AIDS, HIV.
Oh wow.
Back then, that was a death sentence. You know what I'm trying to say? And then he was on like one life to live. I'm gonna live mine.
I'm gonna spit my tongue.
I'm gonna do like if I'm going out bad. So
Definitely going out bad.
I'm gonna be a lizard. So he thought he was gonna die. So he wanted to make himself a reptile. But then obviously it must have been around the same time as technology changed and fixed him. But I think by that point he was just committed. By that point, because now he's untransmittable, I think it's called. Is it untransmittable, undetectable? Like he's straight, he's clean. He's as clean as a whistle. He's good. You get me? So the medicine that helped fixed him up. But then, like I said, I think by that point he was just priced in. He was like, no, I'm doing this, man.
Yeah,
I'm doing this, man. Leopard print to the wall.
Do you know what it is? It's
he's had his prostate removed. He's had a castration.
Yeah.
He's going for it. He's genderless. He's not a man nor a woman.
Free
so
will is the problem.
He literally wants to live as
an animal.
Yeah.
Does he live in a house though?
I don't know.
Because you got to be committed to this. You got to go out in the jungle with your little mates.
Well, where do lizards live?
Go meet your peers.
I don't know if he lives in a house, but I'm assuming he has a house because it's cold outside.
He's not true to this.
This is
People are weird.
Brent, can you scroll down to this one and then see this?
I can't believe he's saying that we think he's weird.
No, he's saying that like you can't. You think like just because I've done this, I'm an idiot. He's saying I'm smarter than most of you, man. I was a vice president of a bank, a serious bank.
Was past tense.
No, but he
they're
quit.
keeping you like this, though.
He quit for himself.
He's actually got horns in his head. Oh, this is making me. This is just.
He's got horns all over the place.
There's a few people like this though. I've seen like a few people come up. Like he's not the only one. Like I've seen a few. Like there's a few people.
Is
like
it?
You know, like on Snapchat when they have the little video things at the bottom that you get to watch.
Oh yeah.
So I've seen like he's not the only. Like I've seen there's a guy who's even like coloured in his eyes. So like his eyes are like blacked out.
Yeah, the tattoos.
Yeah,
are
all
eyes.
his tattoos are black. He split his tongue. He's got rid of it. So he's only got like he's got rid of like 2 of his fingers. So he's only got like 3 fingers on
Spider-Man.
each. He's only got 3 fingers on each hand. Like yeah.
It's making me itch. Like I feel so fit. Like I physically feel weak.
I think he was saying like his surgeries, everything he's done, he's probably spent about 500 grand to do like obviously his cosmetic surgery.
To what end?
Don't
And
know.
they're happy like this.
Yeah. They like their. I can't say they like their attention. I guess
Because
but
when I tell you, God gave us free will, but I don't think this is what He meant. We should be doing it with. We should use it for.
Well,
So-
I'm not. I'm just saying. I feel like
So he's done out here, or
you know what it is. There's obviously lots going on here. You know what I'm trying to say? No, there is. And things that he's been through in his life has led into the decisions that he's made. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so I'm not here to just
pile on.
Do you get what I mean? He's been through a lot. I would say, this look is done out here.
It's never been did.
I would say this look is done out here
Look,
because
this look is played out.
Yeah, this look is played out. I'll be honest with you. There's no longevity in this look. You know what I'm trying to say? And he's like 60 or something, you know? Like, he's not even like it's a young man. Like, he's lived life. He knows what he's doing.
Agbaya.
I would say the looks played out. I'm not going to say he is because he's been through a lot of things. He thought he was going to die first and foremost.
So he thought, I've got extra lease of life. This is what I'm going to use it for.
No, the journey that led him here, he thought he was gone anyway. So he's already not thinking from a
live person's perspective.
From a rational place. You know what I'm trying to say? And then again, I'm saying by the time he got cured or whatever, I'm guessing he was just priced in.
He said, I'm too far gone. It's all right. I'm just live like it's my last.
I don't want to pile on. It doesn't feel like it's right to pile on. This man's clearly going through stuff. But
I'm not convicted about that, boy.
Huh?
My heart didn't convict me about piling on, but yeah, okay. You're a segment king.
It's not right, man. But this look ain't it though. I just think
scary looking. Does he have kids?
I'm not
That's
sure.
scary. Like, imagine that being your dad. I'd be so scared.
I just think you could have went a different route. Just a different look.
It's actually making me itch.
You mentioned about the kid. Because I think, I'm not sure if you guys mentioned it, yeah. Apparently his son doesn't want anything to do with him.
Of course not. He's scary. Like, I have to go and watch comedy when I get home so I don't dream about him.
Oh, he's got a son?
Scary looking.
I believe so, man. Yeah.
But hasn't he come out as gay and stuff? Or didn't he before? So, I don't think, you could have a kid and be gay still. That.
But I think, you can do all of that, but like, you don't have to turn into like what animal is that anyway? Just a reptile.
So it's like
different traits.
Yeah, I think so.
That is so scary. I can't imagine a kid seeing that. I'm an adult and I'm scared. So uncomfortable.
Wow.
Do you know what? All the best in it. I hope it's a good journey for him.
Your look ain't it though, son.
That's someone's dad.
That's someone's daddy.
Your look ain't it, son. I'm not feeling it at all. So I'm definitely gonna give you done it here for the look. You get me? Because
done it for the look is the funniest thing. He's giving fashion police.
This look ain't it.
Yeah.
There's no longevity here. You got the tattoos of the reptile, of the like the reptile skin on you, and it's just. This ain't right. This ain't it. This ain't right.
Let me see.
What's that?
Oh, was that his son?
Yeah. Oh, let me see his son.
Oh, cute, innit?
He was actually a very good looking man, you know.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, Ben.
Oh, his son.
Yeah, sad.
That must be so sad. That your dad is actually your nightmare. You love it.
Sorry.
Why'd you laugh like that?
No, it's sad, man.
And that's the monster the kid, he that's the monster. He became the monster his son asked him to look under the bed to check for.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know how that is? That's scary. That's a scary sight.
That's deep.
Isn't it? That was deep. I didn't want to pause in the moment. It was deep.
All right. Time out. Medusa.
Not time out.
That's his name. Time out.
Medusa?
Tiamat.
Oh,
Tiamat.
Tiamat.
Tiamat. How do you say that?
He changed his name. You said he changed his name, innit?
Yeah, to Tiamat Medusa.
Okay.
Medusa is very fitting anyway.
Yeah, because before he was like Richard or something.
Richard?
Okay.
They be having like very normal names like Bob.
Y'all are misgendering him, please.
They.
I said they. I said they be having he and his little friends.
they and their little friends, but he.
If someone's not gonna find this funny.
Yeah, but it is what it is, man. I don't misgender human beings. Reptiles, I'm confused.
That's true.
It's a lot to take in.
Yes, it's a lot to ask.
It's a lot to take in.
Fair play. All right, time out. You've done it, man. Sorry.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Lovely way to kick off the week. We appreciate you guys. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, but definitely like the video as well and share it. It stays up when we're done. If you have any dilemmas to send in to us and in voice notes, text, for asking for a friend, sis, what would you do? The number is 075-6484-1073. And if you'd like to inquire about the show or feature on the show, the email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. Also, follow us on social media platforms, The Day After TNB, on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Peace.